fucking thing sucks. We'll do it
Cruising with Steve. Get in, sit down, buckle up. Cruising with Steve. Get in, sit down, buckle up. Cruising with Steve.
Coming to you live from the Butthurt Autonomous Zone, it's Cruising with Steak.
Welcome back to Cruising with Steak. Grim Steak here, coming at you live on Cry America FM. It's Tuesday, June 23rd. We've got an amazing show planned for you guys tonight. It's just endless things going on in the news. Everybody's getting masks held down on their faces by Gavin Newsom personally, and we're all here. We're all here alive and well. It's great. With me, back from his wonderful vacation. But if you guys subscribe to Shonen Dump or the Patreon, you would have heard him last week. It's James Cruz.
Yeah, I'm here. I can't play. I got to get all my stuff all hooked up. You guys fucked me all up. That's great to be back. Hey, what's up?
Oh yeah, what's up, man? And we also got Jerry Cthulhu. Yeah, I think he tried to burp a hello.
Ouch.
I think that's what just happened there.
Good Lord.
And we also got that guy.
Mask free and rocking the Constitution.
Beautiful. Rock that.
Right on.
And we also have Bstrut.
Stack them deep and sell them cheap.
Oh, I like that. We got Flavortown.
Are we all trusting the plan?
Trusted.
Good.
And we also
We
have
go all.
Mellowhorus.
Yo, what's up, y'all? It's Mellowhorus. I'm feeling porous. I'm about to sing the chorus. I forgot it.
This is beautiful.
Mellow ass.
And we got Zac Hawkins.
Hey, no matter what the man in a fancy suit tells you, don't ever grab a pit bull by the ball sack.
You guys are so awesome. And we have Nickie the Dude.
Hey, we're solidly in the second half of the year. I'm loving it so far.
It's beautiful. And rounding it out, we have the lovely Suzanne.
Oh man, I cannot wait for 2021.
Yes. Guys, I'm spiking the ball on that. We just had a flawless intro right there. That was perfect. That was perfect. Man, what a great show. Now I don't even know what else
You
to
can't see the
do.
lighter I'm holding up.
What to do now?
What to do now? Where do we go from here? Suzanne, so first off, being the only Cali native here, I'm pretty sure looking around. What's up with this Newsom's requiring masks?
Oh my god. Yeah. He needs to go. It's so ridiculous. So there's some people that are suing.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yep. There's a
Hope it
lady.
fucking
There's
works.
one lady in particular.
They should because it's unconstitutional.
Yeah. Well, it's against
Illegal.
Your Bill of Rights.
Yeah.
Regardless of all that, the governor does not have the ability to mandate you to do it
Right.
Yeah.
because it's not law. It's just a government executive order.
Also, for
Right.
all of you California people who are considering leaving the state and going to Idaho, Arizona is awesome.
There you go. Deter
And
them.
this is the smallest spike in cases in Arizona, allegedly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I love how they're reporting all the, there's a spike in all these states and it's the biggest day, blah, 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 blah. None of these states had fucking riots or protests.
It's true.
It's
Interesting.
unbelievable. It's a fucking lie.
Well, and it's also
unbelievable.
like they're testing every single person that they can get their hands on, so obviously more shit. And it's like if everybody in like every county across the state is testing positive, don't you think that this has already gone through every single human being already? Like it's just
There were two pieces to this. One was that a bunch of the test kits that the CDC had authorized and sent out are freaking defective. So there's some number
Not
of
only
false
defective,
positive and false
Blinky
negative.
said it was only
Contaminated.
Contaminated with
50%
COVID.
right.
Yes.
Yes, contaminated with COVID. So, even if you don't have it, there's some chance, not a small non-zero chance that you're going to test
That's
positive.
why they stick that thing way up your nose to install the virus.
And the other piece is that apparently a bunch of the cold and the rhinoviruses that people get, which are coronaviruses, also have pieces of something that looks enough to the test kit like a coronavirus that even if you've never had COVID, what is it, NCOV2?
SARS-CoV-2.
That thing. If you've never had that, if you've had something else that sort of looks like it, if you squint real hard, you're going to test positive for this.
Well, the SARS-CoV-2 virus looks just like a SARS-CoV-1 virus and a coronavirus, except it has extra proteins.
Yeah, and a mustache and glasses.
And there's no test that can single out SARS-CoV-2.
Right.
If you get tested and you test positive, you test positive for having coronavirus, period, not COVID. COVID is the disease caused by SARS-CoV-2. It's very, very conflated in the media. It's horrible.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, my whole attitude around the whole SARS or not SARS, but the coronavirus COVID-2 thing right now, very accurately, and I'm sorry for those of you who are just listening and are not in the chats or in the Zoom meeting. If you could picture my attitude, it looks exactly like what Mellowhorus looks like right now on camera.
I thought he fell asleep. He did his intro and then he fell asleep.
I was resting my eyes a little bit.
I wear my sunglasses
I'm
at
listening
night.
though, I promise. I'm listening.
It was that monster fucking bong hit.
Whatever, Grandpa.
And for the ladies out there, Mellowhorus is a freaking stud, and if you can get with him, you totally should.
And any other listeners out there that just want to come in and listen in the Zoom chat and
feel
fall
free.
asleep while I'm listening to the show, please.
Bill's made a whole career out of that.
Exactly. It's the best way to listen to the show. Just join it.
I'm just I just don't understand how it's been 4 goddamn months and we're still talking about this shit. And it's not only that we're still talking about it, we're still talking about it like it was the first week that the shit, like people are treating it like it's the first fucking week that this shit has happened. Like it's all like they're wanting to start this shit all over again.
This is the second
We're
wave.
not. We have fireworks now. There's firework wars in the streets.
Oh,
of
that's
New York.
true.
Like,
Have
what's
you
up
heard
with
the
that?
conspiracy theories about that?
I've heard a few.
Yeah, dude, Booty Reader's been spamming us for like
real.
3 straight days on
Okay.
fireworks, dude. We've seen it all.
So
Well, you know who invented fireworks?
The Chinese.
So what's the one that I like the most is what they're selling, like bundles of like tons of them for $20 a pop just on the streets. There's all these merchants that are just going out, just mass selling these fireworks. I don't know, like I don't know.
Who cares?
Most of them.
I mean, I'm sure people who are trying to sleep at night might care and get all Karen. I mean,
Move.
Yeah, I think that's the whole thing. They're trying to literally just destroy the housing values around there. Just
So
blow
the
up
bankers
things.
can come in and get it cheap.
Yeah, dude.
Degentrification.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that's a good point. I didn't even think of that. The skyrocket Manhattan prices. Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's so expensive.
Literally skyrocket, a bottle skyrocket.
Yeah. Boom.
Got him. Man. Yeah, so I don't know. It seems like if it's not statues, it's COVID, and we're literally just gonna eat this fucking news cycle over and over until the election. We're just gonna have to eat the shit out of it.
You like
because
No, they're wearing us down.
some interesting
They're wearing us
statues.
down, and they're going to come out with a vaccine. They're going to be. It'll all be over. We'll take it all the way if you just
Steak,
get the vaccine.
steak, steak, steak,
Eat
steak,
it.
steak, 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 steak,
possible.
steak, 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 steak.
I don't know. I thought it was funny. I was listening to some podcasts from 2017, and we're in like an absolute fractal from then because they were doing the exact same shit. The BLM was
100%.
out. They were pulling down statues. They were
Yep.
saying racism. Like they were canceling everybody. This is the same exact shit that was happening.
Wasn't that the Charleston thing?
Yeah, that was
exactly
exactly when
There
Charleston
was
happened.
some
That was a
riots
test
down
run.
there.
That's their
They
playbook.
get pretty
That's
good
the whole
ratings on it.
Exactly,
So-
Jerry.
That's the playbook, and that's
Yes.
all they got.
And they found, but I think they found that, oh wait, this one rates the most. It's all these algorithm polls that they have. They're like, okay, when we run this playbook, like Trump's polls the lowest in our fake numbers or whatever. So they just go off of that and keep running this plan.
How
But
could
that's
you even trust the polls?
well, I mean, the
yeah, I mean,
technocrats do because they're idiots. They're complete idiots, and they'll trust their numbers till they die, no matter how many times they're proven wrong.
Look at the money if you're going to look at numbers. Don't fuck
Exactly.
the polls. Look at the money.
Last week, the news that came out. Well, I didn't want to talk about it. Never mind.
We need to go back to paper voting.
The
I
ultimate
got to vote
podcasting
today,
form.
man.
I don't want to talk. You got to vote?
you
Oh yeah,
vote?
Nick.
Who'd you vote for?
I don't want to talk about it.
Did my civic duty. Yeah, our May 19th primary was
Jeez.
postponed to June 23rd, but they sent out. They wanted to send us ballots and let us vote at home, but or get an appointment to vote. And so I just walked up.
The DMV.
Yeah, right. But I just walked up. But they had it figured out. They did centralize the location, which I don't really understand that. They put us all together to vote in the county. We used to vote in like 100 different precincts, you know. Now we all went to one big building.
There are zero measures that make sense scientifically for to stop the COVID.
But it was a good experience, though, man. We half mask, half not. If you wanted it, cool. No, that's cool too. The sheriff was standing there. It's election year, so he's right at the end of the line when we got our assigned number to go use a table and vote. They handed us our paper ballot. Walked over there, and he's smiling, no mask, like shook my hand, regular shit. And so I went over and marked my ballot for Tulsi Gabbard because I figured in the middle of all this shit, I'm going to vote for the best looking one. I don't give a shit.
Get it.
Hey, if you're going to be fucking one, I may as well look good, right?
Oh, Tulsi.
You're going to be fucking you?
Tulsi in that white suit just pissed Nancy Pelosi off so bad, man, that the Democrats will never let her do anything.
No way.
Since Biden's going to
compare the two when you get a chance, man.
Well, anybody younger than 107 is going to piss Nancy Pelosi off.
Since Biden's going to pick Kamala Harris as his VP and then immediately die if he wins, you're looking at a Kamala Harris presidency, which will be a nightmare.
Yeah, I'm not buying it.
Watch and learn.
Okay.
Kamala VP. God, look at Tulsi in that white suit.
Hell yeah, dude, she can get it.
I've heard stories about Kamala Harris.
Best vote I've made in years,
dudes
man.
that
pulled a train
are
on
on Andy's, that he fights the fires with. They're convicts, and
who's Andy?
There's some. Oh, he's my son-in-law. So anyway, there's some people that really hate her, and they said she is the biggest hypocrite. Everything she's put people in jail for, she's done, and she proudly has said things in the past, but everybody just glosses over that crap.
Yeah, the funny thing is,
didn't she fuck the DA for her job?
Yeah, she did.
Yeah. The funny thing is she claims to be African American, but her family is from the Bahamas,
Jamaica. She's Jamaican Indian.
Yeah.
Or East Indian, whatever the fuck. Hindu. She's Hindu and Jamaican.
What?
She's corrupt.
Kamala Harris?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Her dad's Jamaican and her mother is East Indian from India.
So
wait a minute. How is she qualified to be president if that's the case?
She's over 30. She's over 35. She's got
Obama's
kids.
from Kenya. That didn't seem to be a problem for him.
Damn.
Was she born here?
Yeah, she's American.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She's more
all right.
American than Obama.
Just shooting.
Probably only half CIA controlled.
No, I don't even.
No way, she's too corrupt. She's
Why you guys got to shoot over my shoulder? What's up with that?
I don't know. There's not one Democratic candidate that doesn't scare the shit out of me.
I see no way of them winning, and it's delusional when you see people actually say that they'd vote for them. It just seems insane. It seems absolutely insane.
Orange man bad. There's a Cheeto in the White House. They got to get rid of that.
So what's up with this whole? He had the rally, and then all these viral things came out claiming that these TikTok kids and all these K-pop stans or something ended up.
Yep. So you had to reserve a ticket for the rally on
right.
And allegedly AOC and other people like her started a movement on TikTok and whatnot to reserve seats in their name and not show up. So it basically blocked out real people from getting tickets.
Now wait a minute, who owns TikTok?
China.
The China.
I mean, isn't it more likely that people just didn't show up because they're afraid of fucking
because
coronavirus?
get their head cracked by the fucking Antifa thugs that were there. Not to mention there were 15,000 out of 19,000 there, but there were over 2 million watching online.
Yeah.
Joe
Man,
Biden.
I should have gone. I should have gotten paid, dude. I could have been one of those guys that was just sitting
Dude,
in the
been
single
sick.
bleacher with no one else around.
Yeah, nobody around, just chilling.
God,
with a sweet
so
sign.
pissed because I would have known for sure that I would have definitely been on national news in that case.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because you had brown skin. Totally. You would have been.
Oh, well,
token.
they were looking for headshots. I mean, I'm only 2 hours away, dude. I could have easily.
You'd be the only person in the stadium without a mask.
And if
Yeah.
you wore
Yeah.
no, a lot of people didn't have masks.
Yeah, that whole place was unmasked.
But no, because only white people are required to wear masks now.
No, they're not.
What are
Yeah,
you
they are.
talking about, Bill? This is complete
No,
propaganda.
I'm picking up what you're putting down there. There was something in Oregon, right?
You should have watched the.
Or
You should have
not,
worn.
Oregon?
If you'd gone, you should have worn a turban.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
that's definitely what I would have worn for sure.
I'm gonna buy a
A turban with
head
MAGA written on it.
Oh, yeah.
It's perfect.
Well, everybody knows that Sikhs are based. I mean, come on.
Oh, definitely.
A Magan.
So
What
wait.
does based mean? What does that word fucking mean?
Oh man, Jerry just got
I don't
triggered.
know.
It's,
What
you know
does
when
it
you
mean?
take a,
It
you
is
know, you
really
take
driving
a.
me nuts too.
Do you mean
It's a small
bias?
thing. You know, when during Thanksgiving,
Boom.
when you want all the juices from the turkey, and
baste it.
That's based. Different word.
Yeah, based.
I think it's when you cut like a carrot diagonally.
All right, never mind.
Bias. Yeah.
It's like Instagram.
Never mind.
Julianne.
I actually have no idea what that
Julianne.
means.
Hell yeah.
Jerry, for being
Julianne
honest.
is something different.
Oh yeah. Oh no, I was like, how long we gonna have the silence? I was waiting for it.
I was trying to come up with like a Lorena Bobbitt joke. I don't know.
Okay. Oh no. Well, what we were talking about. Okay, yeah. Anand-kun just linked the article. Oregon County issues face mask order that exempts non-white people.
Yeah, because I don't want people
Oh.
getting triggered or like singled out because black people wear scary masks
Fucking
sometimes.
racist.
Of course, it's racist. I don't know if you've noticed this, but the people that say they're not racist in this country are
the most
extremely racist.
I understand that.
Yeah.
And California actually repealed their equal opportunity. What was it? I don't remember what it was exactly, but they can now discriminate. Employers can discriminate when hiring now legally.
Well, people have been doing that for a long time. I used to
Yeah, but
be
they
an
don't-
employer in California.
You can't be sued for it now.
Flavortown.
Whoa.
Well, you couldn't be sued for it before. There were benefits that you could get for state contracts.
Never mind.
Yeah, let's talk about the Jews here.
Get it, James. Man.
Did y'all hear that the people of Columbus, Ohio are wanting to change their name to Flavortown?
Flavortown? Yes, yes, they do.
Hell yeah.
I would vote for that. I would
No
totally
doubt.
vote
There's a lot of signatures. I mean, that's shit I can get
Flavortown,
behind.
Ohio. Come on.
They should just replace all the statues that turn down with Guy Fieri statues.
Instantly. Yeah.
You know, it only makes sense. He's a national treasure.
What'd you do when you went to the U.S.? I went to Flavortown.
James, how was your
Frost
vacation?
tips.
Let's do some vacay talk, baby.
Vacation?
Yeah, how was that?
It was good. Yeah, we drove down to South Carolina, Hilton Head area.
Hilton Head. Beautiful.
Super white. All
Very white,
like,
huh?
Very white area.
Make money.
Lots of and the color green runs deep and far and wide. But
Oh yeah.
yeah, man, it was cool. It was pretty chill. We had this we rented this condo off of Verbo, and yeah, it was like someone remodeled one, and we were the first people to stay in it, so it was like brand new. And it was just in the back section of this complex, and we were backed up to like a golf course. So there's 3 courses in this area we were staying called Palmetto Dunes. For those that have been down there, I don't know, but anyway, yeah, it's just took 2 days to get down there just because you can't check in till 4:00. That's the entire island. Like, it's fucking crazy. Like, they have like every single condo place. It's not like a hotel where you can just show up like and possibly get into your place early or anything. But no, so everyone, getting down there, it kind of like messes up the time aspect of traveling. So we had to do it in 2 days. But yeah, man. So it was a lot of fun. Just kind of chilled out for a little bit. It wasn't super hot. It was like in the 80s. It was kind of overcast a few days. I don't know. I'm trying to think of it. Oh, we went to Savannah, and that was pretty cool. I popped on the show last week, and that was that day I had gone there, and it was cool hearing Flavortown bring up all them cool, crazy ass hidden history stuff from Savannah.
Starports.
Yes,
Saw those mud floods all over the place, baby.
Yeah, it's a big grid system. And you can definitely tell there's a city on top. There's another city below what's going on there. Granted, it's set up higher off the banks of the bay. There's like I don't know what they call that there, like a it's like an outlet. Like it's the end of, it's the mouth of the beginning of the river. Yeah, like or whatever. So the inlet, yeah, area. So it's up, the city itself is up pretty high, but like you can tell like it's way up high off the ground. So there's definitely a whole nother ball game going on underneath this.
You know there is.
Plus there's like a lot of like there's a lot of like these like you would be walking it and all of a sudden, well, kind of like New York style, like you would go down you know your sub divided levels, but like also like it was like a couple of spots where you could go even further down. It was pretty cool, but there was a lot of like it's more historical. That place goes pretty far back for sure, but I mean I went there when I was a kid. I don't really remember too much from it, but because I was like 16 and we went further down off the coast of Savannah, this place called like St. Simon Island, which is way down at the bottom, almost in Florida. But yeah, anyway, but because Savannah was only like an hour drive from Hilton, so that's why we did that. And it was kind of like cloudy that day. But when we got to Savannah, the skies lit up and it was all good, man. It was a nice day. Went back. And the only other cool thing I was gonna try to do is I went to rent a boat, like a speedboat, for like 2 hours. I had it rented at like 5:30 on Friday. It would have been like our last thing we were gonna do because we left Saturday. We had to be out by 10. And then
you didn't happen to see where Forrest Gump sat, did you?
No.
There's a bench down there somewhere, man.
Dude, I guarantee. Yeah, like there was a lot of parks that looked just like that. And then so I for sure enough like enjoyed the historical aspect of that was probably the coolest day out of what I saw down there. I mean, it's a lot of bike riding, like it's very outdoorsy kind of, you know, if you're into golf and shit like that, dude, it's everywhere. It's constant down there. What actually was a PGA tournament, the RBC Heritage. If you ever see it on TV, it's this course right on the ocean with the fucking giant lighthouse. And I was gonna get this boat, and I was gonna ride over to. I would have been able to go right over to that lighthouse area. But anyway, so I went to the thing at 5:00. You had to be there a little bit early, and then like, dude, it just starts turning black outside. It must have been like calling, like, you know, like don't rent this boat, you know, or something, you know, like. And sure enough, I ended up getting all my money back, and I didn't even want to pull the trigger and wait. It was like fuck. I think it was going to cost me like $300 for 2 hours, but I get my own speedboat, and it would have been badass. So like, I wasn't really. It was the only bummer part of it because it was only rained a few times, and that was one where it just rained the rest of the whole night. And now it's been raining 2 days since I've been back home. But anyway, I'll get to the crazy part of it is when I went into a truck stop when I was leaving South Carolina, and I came out in Ohio, and it was crazy. I don't know how it happened, but time travel exists. And that's all I got to say about that.
And that bush portal, what you told us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
A bush portal.
Yeah, it's a bush portal. You go into the portal and it comes out. You come out into different truck stops. This one was pretty cool though, because like you went in this one, and actually I thank God I came out in Ohio, and that was pretty nice. So like I ended up driving all the way home. It was a 14.5-hour drive. and that was the longest I ever want to drive again. I tell you that much. In one shot, no doubt. With
Fuck
4
yeah,
people in
man.
the car. Yeah,
Hell, I don't know how those cross-country truckers do it, man.
dude.
I had a driving job for a while, refinishing hotels, driving state to state. It was terrible.
Coffee with double tweak.
I
doesn't
drove
suck with
past
Adderall.
Chicago one time. I was so tired, I drove straight past the exit.
Yeah, I actually drove. I got off of an exit, and my wife's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I have no clue," and got right back on.
Just zombie driving like I'm fucking getting up.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
I was actually, I was listening
Dude, that's
to
nice.
a D&D podcast at the time. And there was a section of it where I was like super like intent on like listening to it, and I'm just moseying off, and I'm rolling off the highway, and I'm sitting at the light. She's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I have no clue."
Oh no!
Right back on the highway. Right,
Like Taco Bell next left or next exit on the right, and you took that subconsciously.
Subconsciously, I tried to hit the last Bojangles, but it fucked me over. Bojangles is the shit. If y'all have been down the south, dude.
Oh, you ain't never had Bojangles.
I never had Bojangles.
Best fried chicken
It's
chain.
the best. And anyway, so
I will write a strongly worded letter about
that. This, damn. Sounds
But
like a pretty,
so like yeah, like
pretty sweet
the,
trip, James.
but I made it to a point in like I think it was like Virginia or something. Well, I was like, oh man, sweet, one more exit. But like what it did was like that exit was on a part of the highway that I did that I wasn't on anymore or something. I don't know. Anyway, that's my gay trip.
Mellow.
Yes. Yes, Father. Forgive me, I have been short of a bat suit.
Dude, honestly, that guy's throat singing isn't that bad. It's better than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah, you've had a lot of practice, haven't you?
Oh yeah.
Fuck yeah, Bill, you took a trip this week too, didn't you?
Up in here.
Oh yeah, hell yeah,
Wow.
Bill's trip.
Bill,
Serpent Mounds?
this is a road trip
Is he
week for
trying to
you guys.
mind
Road
control
tripping.
us?
Yeah, I took
He's
a trip.
absolutely he mind controlled us
Trying.
years ago, Suzanne. We've
Yeah,
all
come
been
on.
controlled. He's the handler.
I think he just triggered something.
Wait, what happened?
I want to hear about Serpent Mountain, Bill. That's what I want to hear about.
Oh yeah.
Serpent Mound. All right. So, fact number 1: Google said it would take me 5 hours to get there. I made it in 4. Fact
fuck
number
yeah.
2.
Give me those proofs, all the proofs, because you
You
couldn't provide them for
reported your
flat Earth.
speeding to the cops too. Right.
No. It actually said it would take me 6 hours. Like I made it in 5 or something like that. But anyway, yeah, it wasn't easy to get to be honest. It wasn't off of like a main highway. You had to come
Did you
off.
have to pay a troll toll? Have to talk to a troll under a bridge to get by and all sorts of...
No, I did have to pay a toll coming back.
Man, to get into that boy's hole.
Was it because you burned the coal?
No.
Okay.
This is unrelated. Anyway,
keep it coming, Bill. Power through. Never just you can't do the distractions.
It's got derailed.
Don't get lost in the boomer sauce.
No, don't get lost in the boomer sauce.
Yeah, that shit'll drown you real quick.
Sorry. It's like it just wiped my memory. Just MK Ultra programming just took over and
Remembers nothing from the trip.
Yeah, just hard reset.
Who am I? He just quit Zoom, disappears forever.
The big ass snake, man. That's all I know.
Anyway, so yeah, it's like in the hills of southern Ohio. So, like after you get off like the main highway, it's actually like the roads getting to it. It's like driving along a snake. Serpent Mound. It's twisty and goes up and down hills and shit. So when we finally get there, we met another couple that is in the chats over in the Gramerica Discord, Laser Pig and his girlfriend, and and so we hung out there for a little bit. And the mound itself it's not that the site isn't that big. Like it takes you maybe like 15, 20 minutes to walk around the whole thing. And they got, a little paved path around.
So it's like a little county park, pretty much.
Yeah, it's not too big, but they do have
little patch of grass.
Hey man, it was the best they could do.
But it is, the weird thing is, to get up to it, you do have to go up a pretty steep incline to get to it, but you can't tell that it's like that you're on like a bigger mound because of the vegetation. Like all the trees have been overgrown in that area so much that like there's like one spot that you can look out over the valley and you can tell that you're in like a big like crater, and like there's like tons of other hills and valleys around you, and you're like on a high point. Because there was this one crazy picture that I saw at the museum to where you could see back in the day, like 1900, like super early, back like when cameras like just being invented and shit. Like when people look like kind of creepy in pictures all the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Civil War era.
Yeah,
which didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
Not even a little bit.
That entire landscape where the mound was had no trees at all. It was just grass, and like there was like some bushes and shit around, but like you could actually see the horizon, and it was like clear for as far as the eye could see. Whereas now, like it's all fucking trees and shit. So when the sun goes down, you can't really tell where it's positioned and as relative to the mound itself because it's all overgrown and stuff. But I don't know. It's cool to go there and see. There were some people there like blowing conch shells and banging drums and playing flute. Some lady had a flute.
Smelled the patchouli.
Not patchouli. I think it was clove. Somebody was
smoking clove cigarettes.
Playing the skin.
Clove cigarettes.
Playing the skin flute on Mons pubis.
Right.
Yeah. You got it, James.
Yeah.
Did you pop up to Flavortown, Ohio afterwards?
No, we didn't.
Actually, you kind of did because you posted some cursed ass sushi in yummy in my tummy.
Some cursed,
just
like a martini glass. It looked like somebody had just like that was blasted something.
Okay, get this. That was actually a Japanese steakhouse in the middle of Podunk, Hillsboro, Ohio.
Ooh.
Which is
yeah.
Okay. They have like maybe 3 stoplights in the whole town.
And you decided to get sushi?
Yeah.
Kanisawa, is that what it was?
No, that's
where he got his gas, man. One stop,
It was actually really, really good.
Where's Ellie at?
I think it was
Ellie needs to chime in on this.
That looks like someone just stood over your table.
Explain what this is.
Chat out there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Plate, dude.
That was her. She ordered that. That was her dinner.
Looks like you ordered sushi with extra commies, dude.
Extra commies?
Extra commies. Dude.
Oh. Extra commies.
Yeah.
I had like one sliver of that green seaweed salad.
That stuff's pretty good.
Yum.
All right.
Right.
Dude, I got filet mignon and chicken.
So
my hibachi
seaweed
plate
salad
with noodles.
They need a shaved ice flavor of whatever's going on in that dish right there.
Surf and turf in Ohio, ain't it? Beef and chicken, man.
Dude, that's some present. See, like that's the whole thing I don't understand about fine dining. Like, how come half that's out of the cup? Like, it's just spilled out. It's all like what's
still alive?
Like presentation, man.
Cost ratio.
Too much mayo, Lady Oboshi says that.
Dude, the great mayo wars of Cruising with Steak. It's happening.
Mayo gang.
Oh yeah,
Great
I'm team mayo
wars.
all the way.
Dude, I'm no way.
Aioli jihadi right here.
I'm anti-mayo. No.
Aioli jihadi.
No,
That ones are bust.
Man.
Yeah, you got to get that mayo chip.
Mayo chip. Oh yeah, what is something
That's that good shit, bro.
Just mixing it together, the craft bottle.
No,
Dude,
mayo and sriracha.
Oh, in sriracha.
Dude, they probably make it. It's all they fucking do.
That's what spicy Japanese mayonnaise.
Yeah.
And that's
actually,
what it looks like crab meat and mayo and sriracha.
And actually the mayo or aioli and and wasabi would be good.
Wasabi
aioli.
Wasabi.
We mix spicy hot sauces that we make at work into like ranch all the time, but not too many calls for to mix it into mayo.
Have you ever had wasabi tobiko?
I understood the first part of that. I know what wasabi is.
Pico? Like Kansas?
Tobiko. No, it's flying fish eggs. They're delicious. Shut up.
What you use for bait?
And they can't see you coming.
No, they're tiny.
Tabiko, like Kansas, the best line.
Tobiko. Never mind.
Fuck.
That's some white privilege shit,
Dude,
right?
it's the most white privileged thing I've ever heard.
Flying fish eggs.
It's definitely a first world condiment.
Man.
I almost said
Just
compliment.
keep fly them through
Japanese
smaller
staple.
circles. That's how you get them out.
How does it go?
It goes all over the place.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
But dude, it was so weird to find like that good of a cuisine in the middle of a podunk little town.
Dude, there's weird stuff in small towns. I think there's a big misconception about middle of America.
Hell
No,
yeah.
there's
Dude, I also found this creepy lodge thing, like not even a mile from Serpent Mound. It was the Knights of Pythias, and it was kind of like a spin-off of the Freemasons. But this time, like the building was all like run down and shit and old looking, and there was this like creepy house right next to it, and that yard was like full of junk and cars and stuff. So I don't know. It was kind of like reminded me something. It could be like a script for like a good horror movie or something like that.
Huh.
Yeah.
How do you have a spin-off of the
Wrong
Freemasons?
turn.
Horror or horror?
Yeah. Well,
Is that like? Is it like?
That's your imagination?
Is it like Free with a Purchase? Off, kind of Masons or
With a purchase.
Free with a Purchase? No.
I don't know. I don't know.
Damn, there
from
it
what I
is.
could tell, there's that fucking programming again.
Okay.
I don't know what he's
Wiping my
saying. Free with the
memory.
purchase?
It's like a spin-off, right, of the Freemasons. It's like Free with a Purchase Masons. Never mind.
Oh, jeez.
It starts to suck if you have to explain it.
Oof, yeah. Yeah, I couldn't that one got.
See, I'm not playing to my audience, obviously.
The lodgers know that guy. You're in the wrong room.
Dislodged.
Oh, shit. So, Bill.
Yeah,
You found
wait. And the Strange Realities conference got canceled.
Oh, it
Oh,
did?
yeah, it did.
So the Cruising with Steak meetups canceled, essentially.
Wait, what?
No.
Never.
I'm telling you,
Cruising with
Dvorak
Steak never.
Reservoir. The Great
Dvorak.
Stakeout.
I don't know where that is.
What happened to
There's
the
only
July target that we were talking about?
I don't know.
What about James Cruz?
July?
Wait, what?
The July target you were talking about earlier, a couple weeks ago.
July, what was it, 19th or something? 20,
We'll just make something up then.
Oh, no, that was when, that's when Grimm's moving.
Okay.
No, yeah, like that was just when he's coming across.
Yeah, we'll
That'd be a good time to have friends
Yeah,
around,
that
wouldn't it?
was, well, we were trying to, yeah, I think, actually, might be trying to set something up his way, actually, which sounds like probably a really badass idea.
Hell yeah. Fucking steaky bobs. You're right here in those chats. Be fucking awesome.
We got this. We've already got it all figured out. We're gonna come up with something.
We'll work it.
Yeah.
But yeah, fucking
Hey man, we've
What were we
kind of
talking about?
found a cool place on Reelfoot Lake.
Reelfoot Lake?
Northern Tennessee, Southern Kentucky, right on the Mississippi River.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. Earthquake in 1812, backed the water up and made it. It's the only natural lake in Tennessee.
Really?
Yeah.
1812 earthquake, huh?
Somewhere around.
You know, there was some mud flooding going on there.
That's what I'm thinking.
Backed the whole damn river up. It had to be.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. That's
So
how
you got-
Andy got
so
down
wait.
to New Orleans.
What do you got going on with this space, Nicky?
Oh, it's just a spot, man.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're
north
scoping.
of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're north of it. I'm a little east
Yeah.
of it. Flavortown's out west of it a little bit. It's kind of a central location
I'll drive.
as far
I'm
as
really
as far as
close.
population goes. Yeah, Mellow's right there in Nashville, man. That's 2.5 hours. Yeah,
I'll drive. I'll bring the radio. We'll broadcast the whole thing on 80
hell yeah,
meters
I love it.
around the world and out
But
to
it's a
freaking deep
big
space
old flat
network.
lake, man. Lots of bald eagles catching fish and type shit. Yeah, cypress stumps. Shit John Anderson writes about.
Bass like cypress stumps.
That's shit I want to see.
Yeah. I got nothing in mind. It's just a cool spot.
Oh yeah.
I ran across it's been there my whole life, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I never heard of Rival Sun until about 2 weeks ago. They're a damn good band, man. Where have I been?
Damn. So that Conspiranormal conference, it's all going online now. Like they moved the whole thing to an online conference, which I don't know how I feel about that. Like if you're gonna do a con, you have to do it kind of in person. Otherwise, it's just a fucking
I'm
a Zoom
boycotting
meeting.
it. I told them I'm not doing my thing there.
Yeah, because that's silly. I mean, that defeats the whole kind of purpose. I mean, they're friends, and I wish them the best of luck and hope that they sell a lot of tickets. But
Adam's totally
that's-
bought
yeah.
into this whole COVID bullshit. So
well, yeah, that's because I remember saying that a couple weeks ago. I'm like, I'm pretty sure that they're not like they bought into all this stuff. Like
they did.
Yeah.
I mean, how many deaths has Tennessee had? 0?
I don't know, not enough to constitute this. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, and that's a whole nother fucking thing that we could just harp on again about how the death
We
reporting
got
is.
really washed here with a lot of like fear. Like, we were one of the
531.
first states like shut down.
531 deaths total.
In Tennessee.
Yeah.
Yeah, and how many
I
of them were?
guarantee-
And how many
I
of them were
guarantee-
strictly COVID? That's the thing.
Who
None.
knows? I guarantee that there were more suicides than COVID deaths.
Yeah, there were more several things. There was like 127 shootings in Chicago last weekend. But let's worry about COVID, and that's just regular shit. Just regular shit going on.
Let's make the kids sit in little cubes.
Dude, it's fucking
It's
nuts. That's the thing. And we're also being fucking, there's this whole public shame of just like, if you're not wearing a mask, you're a piece of shit, and like all this going on. It's insane. The amount of just.
That's the whole vaccination mindset. It's like,
yeah, it
I've
is.
been vaccinated and you haven't, and you're endangering me. How can I fucking endanger you that's been vaccinated if it's so, great?
Yeah.
This is why I can walk on the rice paper. What other people think of me is none of my goddamn business. I don't care.
That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter, that guy. But when you have a mob of people screaming at you in a store or something because you're not wearing a mask, like shaming you. I mean,
that would never happen.
Has
that would never happen.
What if the masks are worn and all of the cameras get like a count of how many are actually going out wearing masks, so then they have an idea of the potential amount of people that would
People
be
who
cool
comply?
with getting a vaccine?
Yeah, people who comply. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't
That's
know,
probably
man.
what it is.
If you're depending on me to take care of you, I've been pretty reckless my whole life. So, I made it to 61, but there's a lot of grace of God shit in there, So
It's not our responsibility.
Everybody's
to
in
keep everyone
trouble.
else fucking safe.
Yeah.
Period.
Underestimate the power of divine intervention. But by the same token, I went to Costco. They said you must wear a mask, so I put it on my knee, and they did.
Right. You're also in rural Idaho, though. That guy. I mean, that's.
Oh
the
no,
thing.
no,
I
this
mean,
was up in Coeur d'Alene.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a
What's
weird
up,
thing.
Zach? What's up with your leg?
There's a lot of shit.
It's got COVID.
What?
There's just
No. No, I'm trying to swap my camera around.
I mean, there's a lot of shit you could.
That's my thumb.
I mean, you could definitely. It's
wanna see a fucked up
it's
leg,
all
check
about
this out.
what kind of fucking guard at the door is going to be a piece of shit and try to think that he's a fucking boss and can make you enforce this law.
Jesus.
And who's letting this power go to your ego? Like that's kind of. Yeah, Jerry, your leg's all sore.
Ouch. Sore. Ow.
Parts that's bruised doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
If people want to keep me from spending money in their store because they think I should virtue signal, then okay, that's fine.
Don't do it.
Just buy online.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing, and that's
But
and that's
not
what
from
people.
them.
But that's what people need to start doing. Like, I mean, you could see that there's people bitching all fucking day. Like, oh, it's so clear the double standards and the bullshit that's going on. But if you're still just gonna comply and put your mask on and walk in anyway, like, what's the fucking point? Like, I mean, it's just everybody that is against this has to be vocal about it and just like not do it. Like, this is insane. This is absolutely insane. But.
Man, I took my 84-year-old mom out Monday tractor shopping. She hadn't been out since all this shit started. She was click listing her groceries and stuff. But we went out 3 different tractor places. Took her to her favorite catfish restaurant. Had a good day.
What kind of tractor did she buy?
Hell yeah, Nikki.
Haven't bought one yet. We're still shopping. She wants one she can drive, so we're looking at 25, 30 horse.
Man,
John Deere has been the best price so far.
Still looking for a tractor.
Yes, it's her farm, man. It's her farm. We may revitalize it, but you're going to know who runs it. It's that lady on the tractor. If you want to buy it.
See, I would never buy a John Deere now because of their BS with frickin' with the licensing stuff with their firmware on their tractors.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they're all computerized now?
Yeah, in fact, they'll blow your warranty if you do anything to the software other than what they say you're allowed to do. They won't even change it.
Oh, yeah, my dad's having trouble with that crap.
Okay, I'm proud we didn't buy one then. Yeah, I tried to YouTube it a little bit, and the dude said there's about 11 of those mini tractor brands in the United States. He said they're all pretty equal, so shop for dealer and price, and that's about it.
No, I'll buy a New Holland or
I drove one of those.
Yeah. I kind of like the New Hollands.
Yeah.
And the ancient Fords
well, yeah.
are great.
But just go home. Me and that guy, we got this.
But my buddy just bought a Mahindra. It's made in India, and believe it or not,
she
it's
said my
awesome.
tractor's sexy.
It's orange, man. They're just a straight Kubota knockoff. Yeah, they don't even try.
Husqvarna
and everything. Yeah.
But a Husqvarna, do they make tractors?
Husqvarna.
No.
Well, I have a small
Sweet
Husqvarna
chainsaws.
tractor. Yeah.
Yeah, they make good dirt bikes too.
And they make good crotch rockets too. Actually, I saw one here in town.
You saw a Husqvarna crotch rocket?
Yes, it was.
Whoa.
It was very impressive.
Interesting.
It was sassy as hell.
I like it.
If that's how you roll. I mean, if you drive a crotch rocket, but I drive a big fat ass Harley Davidson myself.
One of the coolest bikes I saw. I used to. I was playing softball last summer, but this about 10 years ago, I was playing softball. Kid on my team had a Harley Davidson Buell.
Yeah,
those were badass. That thing was fucking awesome.
Buells were great bikes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they used the Evo,
which was kind of like their version of a crotch rocket, but like, sounds like a Harley though. It sounds amazing.
Well, it's because it had a Harley engine in it. It had the Harley Evo engine in it.
It's so awesome. Yeah.
And they used to run them at higher compression ratio than the typical.
Yeah, is that the
Harley
bikes they use for racing? I think like those. Yeah, the kind of slide track racing. I think.
Yeah,
it's a weird hybrid of like slide track. I don't know. I've seen a couple of different racing. Like,
I was gonna say they mentioned Husqvarna motorcycles. If you ever seen that, if you're in Loathing in Las Vegas when they're trying to bullshit to some people in an elevator.
On the Mint 500,
talk about right. The big fuckers. Husqvarna is the big 500.
When Carl Laszlo fell in love with that girl in the elevator.
Yeah, it looked like it.
Damn.
So apparently they canceled. Yeah, I know, right? I came back into Tractor Talk. Amazing.
Hell yeah, what's going on?
They canceled the.
Don't want the zero turn radius.
One of the biggest bike motorcycle events in the country. In September here they have Bikers Blues and Barbecue.
Woo.
And that is canceled.
Damn. Man, guess host.
Some bitches.
Which is funny because it's like, okay, like I guarantee you these, like I know it has less to do with the bikers canceling it as it is to do with the cities canceling it because they think that the scary bikers are going to give them all coronavirus. Like I guarantee you the bikers don't give a fuck. And I'll tell you, I'll do you one more. they're going
Too
to
busy
show
beating
up.
up the Chaz kids.
No, they're going to show up either way. That's my theory. Is they're just going to show up in droves regardless of whether or not the event's going on.
Yeah, exactly, because they already had a plan.
Yeah. And they're like, what are you going to do? Stop people from spending shit tons of money in your city at your restaurants and your shops and stuff? Like, there's a certain town around here that's like, that's their entire year. Like that event is their entire year. There's like, I don't know, however many tens of thousands of people that spend their entire weekend there just like drinking.
I have this worry, you guys. I worry that we're an actual like huge minority of the country that don't believe this bullshit, because like just like seeing events and seeing things, there's not turnouts like I thought there would be at places. Like you go to restaurants, they're not that big. Jerry, exactly.
The restaurants around me are packed.
I agree. You're completely right. And the difference is that we don't watch mainstream media.
Yep.
It's totally true. Yeah. I mean, that's absolutely true. But yeah, I mean, it's just it's a weird thing, man. It's a very weird thing.
It's programming. These people are fucking brainwashed, and the ones with iPhones, they're the worst.
Oh man, I love my iPhone.
How do you draw that distinction?
I love my iPhone.
Yeah, that's
your iPhone. You couple your iPhone with CNN, and you're like, bing, you're Borg immediately.
I mean, I don't have
of
one.
those of us here. Those of us here, who all is in a large metropolitan area?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty close to one. Yeah.
I mean, I'm directly outside of one, but we're talking like 40-minute drive.
I'm
in it.
None of us are in
I'm
an
in it.
urban center.
No,
I mean,
no, dude, I'm rural.
I'm 5 minutes from urban.
I'm like 10 miles from Sacramento, so I'm
you're in it.
over the causeway. You know, you got to go over the causeway.
You don't live in an apartment building. You don't live in
no,
the city. That's what
exactly. I'm in a suburb.
I feel we're all like kind of close to a big city though. Like we're in like within an hour's driving distance of a big city.
All lost.
It's hard to get away from them. They're cropping up everywhere, man. Like a damn.
Well, yeah. It's a good.
Yeah, I mean,
that's a good observation, man.
I have to drive about 2 hours to get to the nearest million-plus city.
Oh wow!
From where I am.
So yeah, I got about a 45 to an hour drive to Chicago.
Yeah.
No, mine's
So,
to Tulsa.
Yeah. Yeah.
The big city of Tulsa.
Yeah.
30 minutes to Louisville.
Yeah, you're going to one of those junior cities.
Oh, dude, it's the most generic city in the fucking world. It's crazy.
Dude, it's not even real. Oklahoma's not real. We already went over.
Well, they used to have. They used
Tulsa.
to have
What is their? I don't know why
Black
this
Wall.
is.
Black
It
Wall
has its
Street.
own
I feel
time.
like they got a big ball of string or something.
No, what was their high?
No, that was
high
their,
school,
uh,
their college. Is it Tulane or no? Not
No,
Tulsa.
that they just have Tulsa University.
Tulsa. Okay.
They're called like the Blue Hurricanes or some bullshit. I
was
don't know.
just gonna say.
What's the matter, you?
I don't know why blue keeps sticking in my head.
Yeah, and then that's where the yeah. That's about it. That's about all you got in Tulsa. Yep, pretty much. It's very generic. It's about
Tulsa time.
Yep.
It's time for some Tulsa chips and
Tulsa time.
Chips and
Living on Tulsa time.
Who was it? Nickie,
There was-
you voted for Tulsa Gabbard?
Tulsa
Gabbard.
Tulsa
Well, there was
Gabbard, yes.
There was Black Wall
That'll
Street
heat it up, yeah.
in Tulsa. That
Black
was
Wall Street.
out there, man.
Yeah.
Now that I'm interested in. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, basically it was a
Black Wall Street.
yeah. No, it was a real
This is
thing.
the first time.
You've never heard of Black Wall Street in Tulsa?
Oh, dude, it was a thing.
Yeah,
it was a thing.
It was so it's they call it a freedom colony, and here I'll post the wiki. You know, the very good Wikipedia article. It was an area of black businesses in the early 20th century known as America's Black Wall Street. It was basically a bunch of rich freed slaves and natives that started their own like successful area of Tulsa in the late 1800s and early 1900s after basically like the Trail of Tears and all that. And it was just like a bunch of hugely successful black businesses that were it was the most commercially successful and affluent major African-American community in the United States. Booker T. Washington referred to it as a Greenwood neighborhood as Negro Wall Street. And
Flavortown.
Yeah. And in 1921, there was a massacre where bunch of white people destroyed it. So apparently they
Flavortown.
destroyed more than 35 blocks of the district. As many as 6,000 people were hurt, 36 dead. And then, they basically burned down. There's allegedly some stories that there were some incendiary devices dropped from planes
Oh, fuckers.
during the event. So
They get. I mean, they
yeah,
gave
Armuro nails it. It's pretty much just bankers convincing poor white people that blacks were the reason they were poor. It's just yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they gave
Echoes
Oklahoma
of
to
today.
the Indians, to start with, because they were, they thought we don't need it anyway, all this sludge around and stuff. And then discovered that was oil, 30 years later. So now what do? You got to take it back away from them.
And that's why they called them meat givers.
Sludge. I don't know why. It reminded me of the Beverly Hillbillies. How did that song go? Up come a bubbling, up come.
Just do the whole thing, James. Felix.
I don't know the whole
story about him.
Yeah, the bubbling crude.
That is.
Felix isn't here this week, so we should just play that song.
Black gold. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Old Jed's a millionaire.
There it is, dude. Yeah. Next thing you know, just a millionaire off the
And his kid said, Chad, move away from there.
California is a place you ought to be.
So he loaded up his truck and he moved to Beverly.
Yeah,
That
that's
is.
Swimming pools and
Movie stars.
I knew I could get it going. I'm like, it's a little I watched the show, but it was like above me, like
Hell yeah, Ellie Mae,
about a
you're gonna have to
decade
stop
above
for
me.
a second anyway, man.
Yeah.
Those tits. Oh my God.
I think I've seen pretty much all of the Beverly Hillbillies.
Oh, really? Okay.
And I gotta agree. Ellie, I need a Becky Makura of LA. That's what I'm talking about right there. God, we just gonna let that hang there, ain't we?
Black. Well, that guy left. Somebody has to have the hanging jokes. So we got Black Wall Street. We got Black Wall Street, Black Cubist Saturn.
Black Wall Street, yeah, never heard of that before. Amazing.
It's all happening. It's all happening, you guys.
I have one thing that actually
I'll be damned.
I thought was pretty funny. If I could
Give me something funny, James. You king,
Yeah.
king among
All right,
kings.
Hold on.
Your leftist ass like corn on the cob. I'm ready. I will eat your ass. I'll eat your ass. Your leftist ass like corn on the cob. I'm ready. I will eat your ass. I'll eat your ass. My children aren't going hungry. I'll do it. I'll drink your blood. And I'm starting to think about having to eat my neighbors. You think I like sizing up? I'm gonna haul him up that chain. Chop his ass up, size it up. I'm gonna haul him up that chain. Chop, 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 chop. I will eat your leftist ass like corn on the cob.
Woo!
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
Fucking love that.
Wow.
That used to be Trump's campaign song.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was.
Man.
I will eat your leftist ass.
Like corn on the cob. Brilliant.
Before we leave Corn on the Cob and Beverly Hillbillies.
The internet's great, and
Best-
Alex Jones is the world's best.
best
I gotta
entertainer.
thank K-Dog for
He's a
that
great
one.
entertainer. I'll give him that.
It's good stuff.
He's good at
Post a
what he
link.
does.
Post a link in the chats
Yeah,
for,
we- yeah,
all the
we
hot.
got-
Right
yeah,
now,
link
I will.
requests.
I will. Let's see.
Somebody's about to farm some internet cloud off of that link. I'll tell you
You
what.
know they are. You see Armoro, he just wants it bad.
Yeah.
Really?
The fab track.
Jeez. Yeah. All right. All
Oh,
right.
shit.
There was also that there's Alex Jones is an indie folk song.
Oh, dude,
from a while
that-
ago.
that
was-
really
that
good.
was
See,
amazing.
Flavortown, if you would have been around at the origins
Yeah.
of Cruising Mistake, that was deep, man.
Hell yeah.
That was integral, if that's a word.
That's what's
Shit,
gonna
guys.
get you. That's gonna get us all canceled, dude.
Everything's gonna get us canceled. Oh man, the Cruising Mistakes Discord's gonna get fucking nuked because it's gonna see our ironic Trump support in there. It's all over.
Oh yeah.
It's all
What
over.
the-
Discord's getting all cracked down. Man, we need alternative chat servers. You never know.
Alternative chat server.
There's spies
yeah, we
going
need
out.
an off
Now
the
that
grid
they're all BLM
OTG
and-
server.
Dude, we might need an alternate. Oh, actually, I think we have a Slack channel too.
We do have a
from
Slack.
decades
We-
ago.
It exists, but
Nah, fuck Slack. Well,
who
no,
owns Slack? Or is it like a Discord?
Slack's-
It's
I think it's
privately
like
owned.
Microsoft,
Yeah.
maybe.
Slack's
Oh,
a publicly held company.
Publicly. There you go.
Oh, really?
Publicly?
Wow.
Really? Publicly?
Publicly.
Publicly?
Pubically
held.
traded.
Yeah, Slack's cool. They don't really spy on you. Discord's not going to spy on us. We're too small a channel.
Exactly.
Yeah,
There's
dude,
only-
this is it's not. It's all not
There's
happening.
only like 150 lurkers.
Well, dude, there's
If they
there's
do,
like
we'll fucking
200
bring them
lurkers.
down.
And we love them all. RNT.
Yeah, there's a good 200 lurkers. on
Dude,
this
I
channel
hope
and
they're
maybe
all lurking
15
still.
people that interact. Lurkers, you guys are the kings. Although they're all just probably bots. We have a strict
I just
vetting
hope
process.
at least some of it puts a smile on some rando's face when they just check in and don't say anything. They can laugh at something, you know?
That's what it's all about. Smiles on
Do it,
faces.
you know,
It's Cruise Mistake. If you
consider
want
that a
good,
good deed for the day.
if you
like
want good
somebody
Cruise
laughed.
Mistake content, I mean, tune in every Tuesday. If you want great Cruise Mistake content, as I'm slurring all my words, tune into the Patreon. Subscribe.
Yeah, man. That's some good
Subscribe
shit
to the
on there.
Patreons. And even
We had an awesome one last week. I was on vacation. I did.
Oh, that's right.
The show
we had Lady Eboshi and
it was
Melissa
ladies'
Martell.
night.
Yeah, it was ladies' night. And that was a fun ass show, man.
We did a
We talked
ladies'
some
night
ghosts with BB and Nish
yes.
ages ago.
Right.
Yeah.
And I thought that was the beginning of something special.
No, it was just a
And,
one-time thing. Come on.
One time, man.
I
They
mean, they
didn't
come
quit
and
it.
go. That's what that's what happens, man. You know, the universe works in weird ways. But
Melissa was awesome. I can't wait to
yeah,
talk
that
to her
was
again. She
good.
was
Secret
great.
Door podcast. Check her
Yeah.
show out. She's got a good show.
She just dropped a
And
new
I've heard
episode.
that's good.
Yeah, it is. It's a good show. And you know what a really good show is? Shonen Dump. I've
Oh,
been hearing if you guys like anime, check out Shonen Dump. It's the hottest new anime.
I know I'm
podcast.
late to this, but I actually flipped on an episode of Grimerica today, which sounds crazy, but it is crazy because I don't listen to a lot of other
Yeah, I
shows
haven't listened
anymore.
to Grimerica in years. I feel sinful.
And the one I flipped on, it was the one where Graham actually shouted out Shonen Dump.
Graham shouted out. Really?
yeah, he
Which
did.
episode was that?
I'll tell you in one second.
Oh man, yeah, that's
But
pretty
if you want
awesome.
to hear a great show, check out the Obelisk.
Check out the Obelisk.
The Charlie Robinson show.
Especially tomorrow night, we got Shane the Runer is going to be on our show.
Shane Runer?
Shane the Runer.
I've heard of that
Shane
guy
the
before.
Ruiner.
How do I know that guy's name? Why does that?
He was like some
sound familiar?
Illuminati whistleblower.
Oh, okay. All right. Hell yeah. Teach me all
Illuminati
the Illuminati
whistleblower.
secrets. I love it.
Teach me how to blow secrets.
Get his opinion on Tartaria.
The dumplings. Yeah, find out what he thinks
Mm.
about Tartaria.
No, that was the Charles Robinson episode. Was the one that Graham shouted us out on, which was very nice of him.
Yeah, dude. Graham's the
And
king.
that was an awesome episode. I'm about 20 minutes into it because I've listened because they talk. Actually, it was cool to listen to Darren and Graham rant like they usually do
Yeah, dude,
before
I haven't
every
listened to
episode.
this
Again,
forever.
yeah, give it a shot, man. That's a good one to go
I'm gonna
check out.
Grimerica.
Charlie Robinson talking about his new podcast and getting a channel on David Icke's platform.
David Icke has a platform going on now?
I guess he's got like a whole like
Iconic.
yes, yeah.
Interesting.
So
How
yeah,
does that work?
so he's got this whole thing going on, but Charles Robinson does have a show. I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head or anything, but he said he's got about 15 or so episodes in the can. But when Corona was going on, because like I said, this show that I listened to was from May 20th. That's how far back that goes. So.
Yeah, May 20th it was, yeah.
Yeah, but I wanted to listen to something cool and trippy, and I was like, dude, I know he talks some cool shit. So
Yeah,
fucking
dude, the
threw
octopus
that on,
and
and
the
it was
tentacles of
fun.
fucking
Yeah.
global control.
So today I listened to that, and I also listened to one Grimsteak I mentioned earlier, Magical Mystery Radio, and
Yeah,
I
dude.
can bring up some cool things. You guys want to talk about time travel?
I would love to. Let's do some hate mail
want-
first.
yeah,
Felix
oh, yeah,
isn't
yeah,
Felix wasn't
yeah,
here to split the show
yeah.
up, so which he
Oh, yeah,
sent
we
his
can do jingles
regards.
and all that. All right,
he
let's have
said
some
he's,
fun
he
next
said he's
half.
sorry he couldn't make it. He says he loves you. Jingle Money, patreon.com/jingle money, sirfelix.bandcamp.com. Check all that out.
Most
But yeah, let's fucking do some hate mail. If I could find that, and I'll switch this over because we got a couple. I got a real interesting email too that I can't figure out.
The one where
Whoa.
it says "C."
Yes, that's the exact one, James. There's that jingle.
James Cruz and Grimsteak. James Cruz and Grimsteak. Hey man, a woo. GRIMSTAKN. G man, a woo. James Cruz and Grimsteak. Hey man, a woo.
All right. First one. It's from our man Booty Rooter. Check out his podcast, Double Dungeon. It's good stuff. Probably. I don't listen. Fuck Booty Rooter. But anyway, no, I love him. He says, Mr. Grimm, I'm writing to inform you that, despite the Mayans' best effort, the world did not end this weekend. Their inability to end the world and thus end your show has forced me to downgrade them to my 5th favorite Mesoamerica culture, behind the Olmec. Regards, Rafi. Thank you, Rafi. And that's true. The Mayans did predict there was going to be an ending of the world. Or no, I take that back. Some idiot predicted that the Mayan calendar said this. That's what that was.
You know what Rafi needs to do is he needs to like come hang out with us one of these fucking times, dude. He ain't doing anything. What the fuck? He needs to talk.
He records his show during our show.
Oh, okay.
It's true because yeah. Booty Rooter, fuck you. No, I love you. But then we also have
get on here, man. Yeah.
We also have a next one, since there was a message sent in the Discord chat soliciting feet pics to grimsteak@gmail.com.
Oh, yeah.
This next one is from Call Me Ian, and he sent me feet pics that I'll post in the chats now. So that's his foot. There you go. He's got a tattooed pot leaf on his foot.
So I could show you my tattooed on my foot.
Get it, James?
Yeah, right now.
All right, now we have another one. This is hate mail, but it's a business opportunity, it looks like. You need to take a sip. This is a long one, goddamn. It says a business opportunity. With these unprecedented time, I would like to take this hate mail opportunity to instead promote my business plan. As we all know, these are unknown, scary times. Governments has failed us. Police have failed us. Minorities are being worshipped as gods. With the police gone and looting on the rise, how can you ensure safety of your family? How can you ensure the safety of your family? Who can you trust to defend your family from thugs and malcontents? We are a group of school shooters who have banded together to form Crisis Protectors, a private security firm that shoots first and asks questions later. We have collectively performed over 100 school shootings and other false flags. Simply put, there is no other better suited for this task. Rates are competitive, starting as low as $1,000 a week for peace of mind, knowing that an MK Ultra activated 4chan posting blue-haired psycho is protected in your family. Take advantage of the fact that now that school is online, our hardworking school shooters can now work for you, not against you. Use promo code Grimsteak is gay for 15% off your first purchase. Guys, we can get school shooters to work for us. It's sounding like to be our protection.
I mean, it makes perfect sense.
It truly does.
There's no schools to shoot anymore. I mean, come on.
Oh man, that was sloppy read too. Nailed it.
They'll probably still pay you.
Well.
Man, we got foot tattoos going all over. We got feet pics coming, baby.
It's happening.
Hell yeah.
Everyone's whipping them out.
Cruising with steak, OnlyFans win.
Actually, I think I talked about this tattoo. Didn't we talk about it?
I thought you were a PWB, dude.
Oh, hell no.
Right?
God damn it.
No, James isn't PWB at all. He's tatted up.
No, if I had the cash, I would have been toast a long time ago. No doubt about it.
Just gone.
Toast. Just tattooed in Gothic letters on my shoulder blades. TOAST. Toast.
Oh yeah. I don't know, man. I think about it. I think it's been so long now. I mean, I can't give up my PWB status because I just have a flawless body.
Yeah,
it's
I think
just
this
a work
is the
of perfection.
conversation.
I don't know if I want to mess it up.
Yeah, why would you denigrate your body with
It's
ink,
true.
You know? It's
Well, no,
perfect.
okay. So we did talk about this. Me and Lady Aboshi, we all, and it might have been ladies' night actually when we talked about tattoos and all this stuff. And how about we were thinking that it would be fucking super dope to have the ink that would just dissolve after like 5 years, and then you could just get new ink then, or whatever. But because getting laser removal is god awful, like it used to be. I don't know, like, I mean, this was 10 years ago. My friend was doing it, and it was like 7 sessions of just like insane like laser torture. I was like, what the fuck for this like stupid like old crappy tattoo? Like, I don't know.
Like Calvin Pixel on that
that's what
Ford logo's not so funny now.
and when I said when I wish I had the money, and that's because you better know what the fuck you're doing when you go to fucking get some ink, dude. Because that shit's on your body, dude. Spend the money; it's worth it. I'm telling you.
Fuck yeah. I'm just glad I was so indecisive and never got one because now that's less identifying.
If you're gonna do it,
features on
man,
the
find
police
the best motherfucker in town to do it. Because and then you'll get a taste of what it's really like to have a good person to do one.
Some good art. Who cares? Get some shit on you. Fucking get a prison
fun,
tattoo.
It's fun. It's
To each his own for real
dude.
cheap.
Oh,
To each his own, right? People can't stand needles, dude. Like, I don't know, like that one on my foot wasn't too bad. It didn't really hurt at all. Except like when like further towards the your toes, like on the bottom of your foot, like it was a little bit like you felt it a little bit more. That was about it. I don't know, but
I had a friend was in the Air Force, so he got the Air Force shield on his arm. Of course, he got drummed out of the Air Force for drugs, so that didn't go too well. So he had the Air Force shield turned into a Confederate flag. So
oh shit!
Hell yeah!
Well, I know my brother has a badass Air Force tattoo.
Somebody's probably trying to rip
and
his
it's
arm
not
off
a
right
Confederate flag. I think my brother is listening right now, and if he wants to, he might post a picture of his badass
Or you can pop in.
crazy tattoo he has.
Tattoos.
I had a buddy that had some woman's name on his neck, and he got it overdrawn or over tattoo, whatever, with a big rejected stamp.
You're dedicated when
Pretty
you
funny.
go neck.
Pretty funny. Yeah, it was like the one that ink pad stamps that you see on paperwork.
Yeah. I mean,
he didn't bother to get it covered, all
it was
the way.
funny. Last night, my youngest son, he's 7. He asked me, he's like, Dad, you don't have my name tattooed on you. I'm like, damn, you're right. I better get out there.
Gotta get out there, James.
Yeah, I gotta get out. So I have those in the Zoom. That's my oldest son. I have his name on one of my arms. I might as well do him on the other one. And then now I'm having a fucking daughter. So that's gonna be that. Yeah, she'll get the whole chest, right? I mean, that's the only way that's gonna go.
Well, you get a whole back too, don't you? I mean,
but I mean, I don't know. I feel
it'd be harder
like
for pictures.
It's a little.
You would want to go chest.
After having 2 boys and then a girl, so the girl is definitely, and then she's obviously gonna be the youngest. Here comes me being a dad talk right now. Here's the wholesome content you've subscribed for.
Here comes trouble.
Well, yeah, man, I'm becoming a dad for the 3rd time. And I had 2 boys already, and now the girl comes, and now it's all changing, right? Yeah, it's all different. Both of my kids are pretty. I mean, they're about 6 years apart, and now another 6 years. So it's like basically every time I bought and sold a house, I've had a kid.
Oh,
so there you go. Yeah. So good times, right? Yeah.
Real estate makes little James more potent.
Yeah, man. Real estate adds to my family. Dude.
Got that security.
Why do you think
feeling,
I'm in the apartment game? I need a place for all these fucking people to live. Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, but anyway.
I love it.
That's a little
near-death experiences in real estate.
You're creating a future stable of renters in the future.
Yes, we are. Yeah, we'll have we definitely can pull that off. But and like we talked about metropolitan areas. I mean, I'm close to Cleveland. I'm probably about 15 minutes from downtown, and like I'm about 7 minutes from Lakewood, which has got to be 1 million plus people easily, a huge neighborhood. And it's just it's crazy. Like going down south, a couple things happened there. As far as masks and the whole mask and corona, okay, I'll relate to what I'm getting here, but down there, it's a lot of older people, but also like the people that found out it was open, right? So everyone like fucking just flipped and just went. And so like it was weird at first, like you felt it like going down coming from Ohio, because Ohio was one of the first to like fully like shut this bitch down, you know, like when the whole corona started. So like it's all been masked up from day one, right from the rip here, you know, like so like going out around town here, it was nothing to see that all the time. And now like going the further south I got, the less and less and less and less I saw it, and it was amazing. I loved it so much. And then like before you know it, like it took about like 3 or 4 days or so, you know, like, but everyone finally felt normal, man. Like my family, like it felt normal. No like flipping out over things, or don't get the you know, the hand sanitizer bullshit. Don't go grabbing this and that. I mean, dude, my kids are wiping out on bikes fucking left and right. One's flipping over the handlebars and shit. One, yeah, like we're just getting down and dirty and just gross and nasty. Yeah, like we're having a blast, and it was great to just be outside. So if you can, dude, do it. Like do something. Like get active, man. Do something.
Get active.
Like get some blood moving, man. Like it's huge, dude. Like just a little sense of like normalcy is huge. I know Flavortown, you've been riding your bike a lot, dude. That's I think
not in the last 12 days, but
I guess that I think the last besides the last 2.
How is that feeling, by the way?
Yeah, how is that going, dude?
I'm like 80% right now.
Yeah.
So I can sit normally.
I was gonna say, can you ride at least standing up?
No, dude, I haven't even gotten on my bike once.
Way.
No.
Whoa.
Took me 2 months to walk straight the first time I took a shot at ass.
Yeah, dude. I'm gonna go on a hike on Friday though, because I'm tired.
His name was Bubba.
I'm tired of the only thing.
Nothing. No.
I'm tired of the only thing I can do is to like walk the dogs for exercise and get a little pent up here. So we're gonna go on a hike on Friday. Go out to Devil's Den. What is it with all the state parks or like parks in the country that have devil?
Yes, yeah. Dude, I mean, one of the main, I don't know why you said state. Devil reminds me of death. So, and death reminds me of Dead Man's Curve, which is in Cleveland here. And it's like this huge thing. They've written songs about Dead Man's Curve. It was like old 50s.
Yeah, like the Cruisers or somebody had one.
Right. Like, yeah. But anyway, so Dead Man's Curve. Yeah. Like basically every town has a Dead Man's Curve. Right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But
we had a Suicide Hill growing up.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Suicide Hill. Hell yeah.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't even because there was actual suicides on it. It was just because it was this.
Nickie. Sorry, dude.
It was this super steep hill that me and my friends used to ride our bikes down. So I don't know if it was actually called Suicide Hill or if we just called it that because it was just this like incredibly steep downhill area.
Yeah, the old lose your lunch when you top it.
Yeah.
The faster you go over it, the higher your stomach.
Dude, how about those gravity hills? You ever tried those things where it feels like what is it? Like you're going down, but you're going up actually? Like you ever?
Yeah, it's like when your stomach goes out on
Yeah. Well, no, they're like, I don't know. It seems like another thing. Every town has one of these. It's called like a gravity hill where you're actually going downhill, but it looks like you're traveling uphill. It's such a weird, like, circumstance, I guess. I don't know. Like,
it's in the ether.
Yeah, it's in ether.
It's the ether.
It's a push pull, give and take. Oh, shit. God, I'm getting all sidetracked left and right. A million.
Dude, go,
right
James. We missed you last
where's
week.
the main track right now?
I have no clue. But then I just remembered I had a whole.
Right now,
earlier.
We're on that vision of like infinite timelines where like it splits off into everything, and that's James. That's his mind. It goes into infinite timelines.
Yeah, trying to explain. My brain is tough. If you've listened to this show,
dude,
Jesus
3 years,
Christ,
man.
Dude.
It's almost. Dude, we're almost. Right. We're gonna be hitting our 3-year anniversary next month, James. James. 3
Yeah,
years.
and ever since the first time we ever recorded, all I kept saying is, "Oh man, all I want to do is get better." But guess what? I'm the same motherfucking dude every week, so I don't know what to tell y'all, man. So if you're still here, thank you. And
You're the
yeah,
king, James. That's what keeps people coming back.
I hope so, man. Yeah.
It's all right. Shown and dump. That's where the glory is gonna be.
Jesus Christ.
Did you guys hear about that proper fucking mud flooding that's going on in China right now?
Oh my god, it's insane.
No.
So here I'll post a link.
Yeah, give me
so
one link.
right now I don't know if anything's changed since this article was posted, but there's just massive flooding going on in China. It says the worst flooding in 80 years. It's inundated 10 provinces and cities, and so they're talking about it's threatening the Three Gorges Dam. So there's some images of people that have posted all this water going up over the top of the Three Gorges Dam.
Good Lord. Do you know how many people live around that dam?
They said, I think it was like 4.
Oh,
it was
damn
like
bunch.
yeah, like it was like the total area affected is like 400 million people or some shit. Like it's crazy. But yeah, like there's a lot of images of just all the rivers in that area are just completely fucked. Like there was some areas that had like 4 meters of water, just mudslides taking shit out like crazy. Yeah, it's 40. They've evacuated like tens of thousands of people from all the major cities. Yeah, there is a video of a condo floating down the river.
Oh my god.
That's in the article.
How much?
How much? I'll
we
get
might
you.
flip it, man. Once
Yeah,
it gets
yeah.
to India.
It's China.
Flip
They'll
that
give you
shit,
good.
dude.
They'll give you good.
The water gets much deeper, it'll flip itself.
Dude, if we we
Best
could go
price.
over there with like 50 grand and just build some houses.
Best price. Give you best price.
That's what I'm talking about.
Drywall universe, that bitch. I'm hearing that.
I'm in.
But yeah, I'm wondering, is
I
this
know how
a
to
little?
do some light work.
I'm
Oh, yeah,
thinking
we could
maybe
do
this
this.
is some fuckery, dude, because you had all the flooding in the Midwest last year. All the arc, like I was driving near that area, like up near Fort Smith. The Arkansas River got like super overflowed because they had to end up opening up a dam in Tulsa to like let all this water out, and like so many farms just got flooded out last year. And I thought at the time, I was like, this is some fucking weather warfare, fucking China, chemtrails, fucking bullshit. And then here, right around this time, you have this shit happening with China now, and it's almost like is this a Trump clapback?
Oh, dude, he's flooding them. He's blasting them with the weather machines.
Uses the harp.
That was all the loud explosions.
With it, man.
All the loud
my
explosions
weather's
we
been
were getting.
cold. Good.
Hailstorm damage got you blue? Sunburn get you let down? Well, introducing the new Chemtrails. Chemtrails are a convenient new chemtrail that we plow through your sky to ensure you with the haziest and non-blue sky that you could have. Chemtrails. Choose from our variety of geo-engineered aerosols loaded with toxic chemicals. Some chemicals may include barium, strontium-90, aluminum, cadmium, zinc, viruses of all sorts and varieties, and chafe, which actually looks like snow, but may actually be fibers coated with aluminum, desiccated blood cells, plastic, and paper. All chemtrails can be conveniently customized for your needs. Just ask our friend here, James Cruz. Chemtrails. James Cruz ordered the barium, strontium-90, and the chafe. And the chafe he chose was desiccated blood cells and plastic. Chemtrails.
Oh.
So I'm sitting in my backyard, getting sunburned constantly. And I hear this ad come on the radio. Chemtrails. Chemtrails. And what they can do for you is amazing. For 33 payments of $333, Chemtrails. No more sunburn. Thanks, Chemtrails. Chemtrails. Thanks, Chemtrails.
Jesus Christ.
Right farmer's stand.
Classic, dude.
Dude, chemtrails. That's
That
that's
goes way back.
that's a 3-year-old commercial. Man,
Who was that? Was that failed?
that was failed.
Yeah.
Man, failed.
Nice.
He pops in once a month just to give proof of life.
Yep.
Pretty much. Man.
And that's all we got.
Anyone that doubts the mud floods, go ahead and watch yourself some of those videos about what's going on in China right now, and tell me you can't. Just see, the difference is that in China, and the stuff's all breaking off into the river because they didn't make that shit out of like 400-pound blocks of granite. Everything in China is made out of the same shit that they're made out of here. It's just like fucking steel, drywall, and fucking wood. So it just
drywall universe, baby.
Yeah, dude, we live in a drywall universe. That shit just goes away the moment we have floods. So
Yeah.
Well, dude, I mean, you remember all that huge like flooding that happened with the tsunamis in Japan? What was that? 13 years ago? Was that 2008?
Dude, I was
2009?
just gonna say that.
Like that
that was
huge.
like, yeah.
Like, I mean, they bounced back pretty. What's up with Japan? Nukes, huge tsunamis. No matter what happens to them, it seems like they just instantly bounce back to
Ironclad.
normalcy. Dude, they are ironclad. It could be their intense racism.
Well,
that
I
they
mean,
have.
no, the thing is, like, I've actually, like, I go in these weird little YouTube rabbit holes where I just watch like disaster videos, like floods.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's not that weird if you know who I am, but
You ever okay, I got to sidetrack. I'm sorry, my brain.
I'll go for it.
Those floods when they come in, those videos where the ghosts are like, or the spirits and the weird sea monsters are in them,
dude,
or
yeah.
jumping out of there. Like, dude, those are sick.
Oh yeah,
YouTube
remember we did the
clickbait
night
videos.
talk with Mike about it?
Oh yeah,
the one
we probably
time?
we did. That's
dude,
right.
dude, yeah, and the one that major last one, we pulled that up, and there was a ghost that like jumped
Or like
out
some
of the
kind of
fucking,
weird spirit thing
dude, that
blasting
was
out of the water.
creepy.
Some
Yeah.
ethereal, like, dude, it was crazy looking.
Yeah.
But
was
but yeah,
awesome.
anyway,
But yeah,
go
like
on.
in Japan, like I've watched a lot of those like earthquake video, like the earthquake and the tsunami that followed up. The buildings in Japan are made to withstand earthquakes. Like if you watch the video, there's a video of like, I think it's an airport.
Dude, it's because their buildings are made of titans.
Oh, they just, yeah, exactly. They're made out of Titan material, so they're good to go. But you watch this, I mean, horrifying earthquake, and it lasts for, I mean, again, you know, it's one of Fukushima was crazy. I mean, this earthquake lasted for, the first wave was like 5+ minutes straight, and it's the most violent shaking you've ever seen in your fucking life. And everything on the, like, it's in this little cafe inside an airport, and like everything in the cafe is destroyed. Like everything's off the tables, like all the furniture is destroyed, but the building itself is completely fine. There's not even fucking broken glass. Like it's they know how to build that shit because they live on a fucking island, and they've had, you know, thousands of years of precedents to say like, hey, maybe we should like take a little extra time to build these to be earthquake proof, and they have. I don't think China has necessarily spent the money or gives that much of a shit to make their shit that flood proof or mudslide proof or anything like that. So I mean,
They
same
got
thing
the people
here.
to spare.
Same thing in the United States. I mean, it's
So
the
some
same
people
idea.
would call it a volcano, even.
Yeah.
That they live on.
Yeah. It
You're
is.
damn sure. You're damn right. They're invested in solid buildings.
I mean, you can literally see, there's videos of the Fukushima earthquake where you can see the soil liquefaction happening, which is even more terrifying. That's basically when all the water actually seeps up and the ground essentially turns into liquid. And so you have this like shifting of the ground underneath you because it's basically just turned into water. It's fucking terrifying. And yeah, but I mean, if that shit were to happen here in the United States, everything would be destroyed, except for the fucking 200-year-old courthouse, like that's made out of granite and marble and fucking, you know, has like 3 stories underneath the ground. So those are going to be fine. Those are going to be the only things that are going to be left. But like everything else, like your home, the fucking office place you work at, like all the stores you go to, all of that shit's going in a flood or an event like that.
Damn. Okay.
Yes, I know.
blow,
Anon-kun, yes, I know.
can fix-
Soil liquefaction is caused by vibration frequency. Yes, because
Ooh.
of the earthquake and the vibrations of the earthquake.
I hope they
That
stick
has
with
nothing
this
to do with the
program, oh, man.
mudslide.
I hope they stick with this program. My weather's
If it
been great
doesn't
for the last month, man. Give me 80s and 50s at night, and I'll buy.
Yeah, it's
I'll
been
buy
nice.
into any kind of gym trail.
Dude, I had like it was like 75 today. Like, and it's like 60 outside. I got my windows open. It's a beautiful night. Just
Man.
it's just
Okay,
great.
like you
was
like
pretty cool.
so far tonight, like 5 things have triggered this one goddamn podcast
So,
I listened to today.
It would not be a good thing. There's not a whole lot with underground structure built here.
What
They
triggered?
didn't bother with that down here for some reason. At least where I am.
Did you guys hear about that dust storm coming across the Atlantic?
I haven't, but I'm real curious. James, your brain melted. I watched it
yeah.
melt. What happened?
Did I just cut out, or is everyone else? Going?
Everyone's
I think-
glitched
I
out
don't know
right
if y'all
now
can
or
hear. It probably
something.
sounds like I'm in a shower
Everybody
right
glitched.
now. I
I
got
think-
some rain.
Yeah, Zach, I think you might be lagged out.
I don't know.
Something's going on.
Grim, you sound fine to me, but my screen's lagged. Everything's lagged. I don't know. But anyway.
Fucking Zoom.
Something. No, just a lot of stuff we're talking about tonight. Verbiage has triggered me because today I listened to an episode, a podcast episode of Magical Mystery Radio. It's a great podcast. Talk about UFOs, aliens, all this cool stuff. They do a really good job, but also they did a show on the Integratron, which is this place out in Joshua Tree, California. This dude, George Van Tassel, back in I wonder when he constructed this thing. Might have been in the 60s. Is it me? I'm laggy? Okay, wait, hold on. What happened?
No, you're good, man. You're good.
Oh,
Your
okay.
video's a little choppy.
Is
But
it
your
okay?
your
Maybe
voice is coming through fine. So keep on trucking.
All
You're
right,
doing
maybe
great.
that's what it is.
Yeah, it's just your video. But no, your voice is fine. You're good.
George Van Tassel started this thing called the Integratron back in like the 60s, mid 60s, 64 maybe or something like that. Basically, when the whole UFO hype. So there's lots of layers to all this, but it goes into the show because the episode was about them watching this documentary. And they thought it was going to be about this Van Tassel dude, but it was just about the area, kind of Joshua, like where this guy had the Integratron built. It's like this weird dome looking, like bell looking, like 3-story building, dome shaped building, but it's all like tuned to the earth. Which will make sense in a little bit here, which I'm trying to go with all this. It's going to be tough.
Shoeman resident?
Yes, the Shoeman Residence 2.0.
Hell yeah.
Shoeman. It needs to happen, Felix. You need to make it by this point. The Shoeman Residence report. Oh my god. That has to happen. Oh, okay.
Fucking Soundgarden, hell yeah.
Yeah, but it. So anyway, Van Tassel back in the day, this dude was like, if you guys have heard of like Billy Meyer, all these people, he's like a contactee kind of guy. Says he's got downloads, and he met this dude from fucking Ishtar or whatever, and he gave him the ideas to build this Integratron that would allow them to enlighten oneself, become whole with the fucking universe, let alone the Earth. So by doing this, it would definitely let you transfer consciousness to any point in time, whenever, whatsoever, throughout the entire universe. So when I talk about like things years ago, when you maybe first started listening to us, good Lord, if you've made it this long, you're awesome. But I'm a big fan of Electric Universe, and it kind of fits right along with this whole electric field. Everything's electric. So this field branches out through the entire universe, which I always thought was cool because when we talked to Walt Thornhill, we actually talked about what I was going to get into next with all this stuff links to time travel. And the coolest theory that Van Tassel had was about time travel, and it has nothing to do with a ship or anything. But yes, there are obviously advanced, maybe advanced people from other areas, from other planets. Who knows? Who the fuck knows?
Who knows what it is?
I don't.
It could be
but
from
I
here.
don't give a fuck about that. But I was talking about the time travel, and how they link all this stuff together. So time travel, the way he explained it, as you know how we talk about ghosts and it's imprinted in time, like in like a VHS tape, right? It's magnetic. So time travel is the same thing. Everything. And so you have the Akashic record, like so everything always exists at.
It's all there
all the time. It's all there. It was always there. So Flavortown today, I was like, dude, that's how they painted Civil War photos. They went back, they time traveled, they just sat there for the 15 minutes, got that picture they needed, went back, and then painted it. It's like remote viewing, right?
Of course.
Dude, remote viewed all those paintings.
It makes sense.
Yes, it only makes it's cruiser mistake lore.
Well, yeah, dude, because I refuse to believe that the Civil War didn't happen. There's way too many documents and way too much evidence.
You got a guy midair with a staff, whatever, right, whatever. Yeah,
dude, and then they have Civil War reenactments every year around my town.
Anyway, but the idea of time travel and magnetics and the Schumann resonance all linked together.
Okay.
Imprinting on time. So that's how people can time travel, and so to speak. So, and this device was I'll have to find the interview tonight, sometime coming up here before the end of the show. It was a really cool. I'll link everything I can find about it. But about the podcast I listened to and the YouTube, there's a 25-minute interview that they go over about Van Tassel, who's getting interviewed by this guy I love my whole afternoon was great. Just it was all aliens today. It was no nonsense besides that nonsense, right? And I couldn't have asked for a better day today than it. Yeah, but so just loving and going deep in time travel and just how it correlates with everything with magnetics and how things get imprinted on things and how we think these things interact with these fields around us magnetically. And like I said, with the whole electric unit, my vibe with electric universe, how that when whole
it all
thing,
just started clicking and coming together.
It all clicked today, and it was a lot of fun. I had a cool couple hour rabbit hole in my own brain, and I wanted to share that with you guys. And that's what it's like inside my head for about 24 minutes.
It's all magnets and electrons.
Sound like a good time.
I mean, what if time is really just the same 200-year period, just fucking recycled over and over again?
I think they mentioned basically the same thing. Yeah, it's like
I just watched season 1 True Detective, or rewatched it. The whole time is a flat circle thing.
It's so weird, dude. Yeah, man, there was a lot of cool things, man. Maybe I'll dive deeper, or like I said, I'll just provide you guys the links and have some fun in the next few days and listen to some of this stuff. It's really good. It's really funny. And really it takes you back for a minute when you first, a lot of us here got into all this stuff, and but then it was really cool because there's super high levels of fuckery to all this.
Right.
Van Tassel guy.
James, this is getting me excited because, dude, we've fallen off. We've fallen off the aliens and the fantastical. We need to get back.
Yeah, I believe.
We need to lasso it back.
Yeah.
And
I got a recommendation. Ties in with time travel in a sense. A guy that I heard a really neat theory from. This YouTube channel, Quantum of Consciousness. I think some people. Maybe
I've heard of that one.
I'm writing it down. Quantum.
He was talking about time being like a literal, a vinyl record, and how like some of these things, take for example, and the example he used was like the people that are freaking out so hard about wearing the masks and they're keeping away from people. He's got something he calls retrocausality, which is we see things in what is our present time, but if time existing all at once is his kind of overlying theory.
Yeah.
We're seeing the starting phases of like the people that eventually comply and say like end up taking a vaccine or doing whatever in what we think of as the future, but we're just seeing it in what we perceive as present time. It was all very interesting. It's within like his last, I would say, like, I don't know, 2 weeks worth of videos. It'll say like retro causality and something in it. But
The term sounds familiar. Yeah, that term sounds familiar.
I've heard it a few other places.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a good one if you want to get into some weird time stuff. Like,
Man, I used
really
to, like that's like Grim says, like if you go to the roots of what we do and how we did this is through all of stuff
dude, like
that.
all alternative
but it all
science,
led to
alternative
what
history,
we've been
alternative. Yeah, dude, alternative.
I think we've all got a love for
that's okay. So that's what like I was gonna even get crazier into. Like what I was talking about. Like it gets even crazier, dude. Because at that time there was a lot of fuckery going on. Because what we know now, like in 2020, about what we possibly pretty much knew about what was going on and all the psyops and all the programs in military in different fields of government, FBI, CIA.
Well, dude, I think
all this stuff is all connected. Nazis, the fucking bringing all these people over, dude. It's all a big fuck you. It's a big psyop to everybody. It's a fed information.
Well, also like the
dude.
way,
it's so
like
weird.
like 2014, 2015, they were pushing the whole alien agenda hard.
Yeah.
Like that's like when I got into it, when everything was spiking. Like, and then I think they actually they intended on Hillary being the fucking president, and they were going to release the whole. They had this whole program with Tom DeLonge. All this, they had it all set up.
God,
and
they had
TTSA is still there. They're scrambling right now. Like they're still doing shit. They apparently
about
just.
them. I haven't seen anything.
Well,
from
something
them.
just happened. Like they just recently this week they had some other paper or something that got released, and they worked with some congressman to get something like I think it's unidentified aerial phenomenon is like it's brought up in some documents, or they're
Let me
making
know
it
if this fan's too loud.
Yeah, no, you're good, Zach. But I just I don't know what it's I don't know what it's about or something. I didn't read enough.
Well,
but
you had,
it's more.
you had
It seems,
Trump with the
dude,
very bullshit throwaway of
the throwaway
Don
thing
Jr.
with
asking him about
aliens.
aliens.
Come
on, I've seen some things. And he's like, what about Roswell? Are we going to declassify Roswell? And it's like, Roswell's a fucking city in New Mexico, you idiot. It's already declassified. Anybody can go into it. It's like, it's just, it's all such, it's pandering. And that was just literally, he put that out there just to try to get the UFO vote. That's all that was. Because these idiots on fucking social media looking at all their dude, it's so frustrating. Like UFOs used to be fun, and now it's just,
I know, and that's what
and
I was
it's not,
saying.
because
Like,
all
and I
the
had a
UFOs
great day today, and that's a rarity of like me trying to go find something like that.
The Integratron,
and like,
the Integratrons, that's like from the 70s, like when
it was
that shit was
super interesting. Yeah,
that shit was fun, and people were still curious. And now all it is like, if anything UFO comes out, they just want hard evidence, and it has to be like scientific or military documents and all through the government and
like
bullshit.
That
it's like it's
Hassel,
not.
dude, like he owned an airport there. And like he ended up building that thing. He's like, I have a couple at the time, one of my soon whatever down the road son-in-law or whatever, he saw like basically me meet this fucking alien guy via craft, and he brought me up in this craft, and that's how he got this download. And he was back down, and he wasn't all fucked with or anything. It was just a peaceful kind of experience, and he just blatantly explains all of it. It's very nonchalant. It's so awesome. And like I said, I'll provide some links here eventually when I'm done with the show here.
Turn into Travis Walton eventually, man.
Yeah, you think this what would happen? Like, I think this Van Tassel dude, the story of that guy is the story. It's not really the Integratron. That thing's still there. It's like a high class meditation.
Yeah, you can still go there. Yeah, there's a website, Integratron.
It's still there. You can pull that up right now if you turn.
Yeah,
but I guess they built this thing, and I guess it had some type of magnetic field resonance within it. And that area in Joshua Tree, I guess, is just pretty maybe like, dude, I wonder if every ley line in the planet or something like intersects right there or something, because they keep saying like, oh, the sky is always is so blue, everything is so like crazy there. Like, I don't know.
Actually died before he got it finished, right?
These ladies took it over eventually. They had parts of it tore down, and like because the guy had the airport there, like, because so the dudes that do the podcast I was listening to, he said one of the hosts lives out. He used to live out that way, or I don't know if he lives there anymore, but he said back in '92 he went there and checked it all out, and just because he was into that stuff back then or whatever, going to UFO conventions starting way back then. So these dudes kind of know what they're talking about. It's a pretty fun show. They're really funny. It's pretty chill. It's not raunchy or anything. It's real good. Like, anyone can listen to it. It's good stuff.
Well, 200 years from now, let's all meet right back here, man. Test it out.
It's flat circle.
So the Integratron thing is interesting. Yeah, and they put some type of like there's something that spins around it or something. It's weird. It like must create a field around it, but or at least that's what it used to intend to do. I don't know if it does that anymore or anything, but it's just that area too. Giant rock, right? That whole area out there, like they had this airport there. Like, weird shit happened there all the time, it seemed like. But that was also like a psyop when you think back to 19 and into that time frame of what was going on, and then when you find out little by little, even through FOIA stuff that's still coming out to this day of things that were going on back then, of like different programs and time frames. The Glocke bell, the Nazi bell.
Yes, the Nazi bell.
Same time frame. They said they saw this thing that was a bell-shaped thing. Like, these dudes showed up. Okay, so it was funny. They said this Van Tassel said the first time they showed up, they showed up a couple times. It wasn't like wasn't like every Sunday, but like it was like they showed up he said specifically once. It was the first. So the second time they showed up in a Cadillac. Like, what the fuck? He's like, yeah, they're just like you or I. And then, so obviously you're like, dude, like, and this guy, okay, so when this interview was going on, this is from like the 60s. So it's super old. Like, it's like, so it's an old interview too. So like, I'll find all the stuff. But like I said, I had a blast. Like I said, I keep going back to it. It was fun. And then I threw on a couple other things today. Even threw on Grime America today. Charlie Robinson. Shout out to Graham and Darren. What's up? Yeah. You guys are badass.
Oh, yep. They are badass. Man.
And then, I mean, like trying to think of what else I was looking for really today. I mean, those two caught my eye. Like that show, the Charlie Robinson episode on Grime America. That was fun.
Did you ever hear the accounts of the Bigfoot that had cloaking technology and little hovercraft that they could ride around?
No.
Oh my god! Like, I guess it's a very small part of the Bigfoot community, but there's I've seen
Bigfoot.
Man,
it sounds like Chewbacca on like a hoverboard.
It's like the dude described it. He said it was a little like round platform, and then it just had like a little T-shaped handlebar, like a little razor.
Dude, I got a Photoshop coming. That's gonna be legit fire.
Oh shit! But
oh my god!
And then they went. That's why they're all hazy, is because they have the cloaking technology, so you can't really see them, and they can fly these ships like real close to the ground too, and like move around real quick. That's why it looks like they can. It's like this one video even went so far as to say he knew it wasn't two Bigfoots, right? He knew it was just one that was using his little scooter to like jump to both sides of his encampment,
like a little mobility scooter, like a little rascal scooter.
Yeah, a little stand-up thing. Like it's a little circle with a little T-bar.
Like a Segway?
Yeah, pretty much a little flat pizza bottom.
Run away from you at 2 miles an hour.
Oh no, Bigfoot got the fast one. Yeah.
I just want to know
Bigfoot got quicks, dude. He got the quick. Yeah.
I just want to know how they could tell.
A while ago.
I want to know how they can tell Bigfoot was on it and not just like anything else. You know what I mean? Like if I see it,
he saw him get on it. He was tracking Bigfoot and watched him get on. I don't know if it needed keys or if it had like a little click start or what, but yeah, it's some wild shit. Just look for fucking hovercraft Bigfoot. YouTube, I'm sure something will come up. If they have been scrubbed off from the fun police. YouTube. Oh my god, I used to see videos from so many channels, like people that have their reptilian eye footage. They're all gone.
When my first dives
have just been erased off of YouTube.
I remember my first dives in the UFO lore, like on YouTube, which would have been like, I mean, gosh, let's see, I'd say like after 2001, I'd probably say 2003. I was fully in diving in on YouTube, like finding actually stories off of Coast to Coast website. Because like things were kind of like podcasts. I never even listened to a podcast till we really started ours. Barely, a few before that, maybe a year before.
Jimmy Church, baby.
Yeah. Well, but that was like a radio show. So like I never, like I listened to live stream.
Yeah.
So like I listened to that.
That's kind of how I started too. Yeah. Live first.
So it was live streams, and then I got into a Spreaker chat, and that's how I started finding. That's how I met Jerry, who's not here right now. But that's how I met Jerry. And I've known Jerry, dude, for like 5 years, whatever, like a long time, man. And still to this day, I still see people I know from that chat group, and we still know each other. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Dave
and
Cruz.
and actually, I was just thinking about Joe Roop today. Lighting the Void. How I wish I want to reach out to him, man. I haven't.
Oh yeah, dude. Shout out. Yeah. Actually, that's crazy. That's a synchro because I haven't heard from him in literal months, and he actually he liked a tweet that I put out. It was a Mustard Plug song on Twitter earlier today, and I was like, oh, Joe Roop.
Well, I was thinking about playing. I was today. I was back for when I first started the day. I was finishing up a D&D show, and I was thinking about when we first started playing, and Joe played with us, and that's how I started thinking about Joe today. But it all goes back to that. And actually, Joe, the first time I ever did a show, you could find. I did a show on Lighting the Void with Joe.
Yeah, it was like back in probably April or May of 2017. I'm gonna say.
Yeah. He let me do a show with him on the Electric Universe, and we blew each other's minds. It was a lot of fun. It was pretty cool. And that was my first taste of all of it. I started calling in to Dave Cruz from Beyond the Strange, and him and another guy, Space Boy. They had this whole little they had this little like network, and that was my first go around with the whole like fringe culture, right? And you develop a community base there, and some have transferred over to what we're doing here, but like, it's very cool to see that happen, and and like at this point though, I love to like see it like randomly happen, and instead of jumping back in the chats and promoting it, hey man, come listen, But like, I love to see someone just show up. It'd be pretty cool. But we had a lot of fun. That's how my first taste of all of it, man. It was really cool, and that's when you said like, man, I want to do something. I'm like, fuck yeah, let's do this, bitch.
Hell yeah.
Hell
That's-
yeah.
That was the start of it, man. The
That was
magic.
it. Yeah.
Magic
And then
happened
Felix
there.
said, sure.
Felix made the jingle, and it was
Yeah.
secured.
It was it.
Fucking man.
Cruising with
Integratron
Steak.
America chats. Almost
Rest
3
is
years.
podcast history, man.
Yeah, the rest is podcast
That's it.
history, pretty much. Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, our first official show. It'll be on the 14th, I think, July 14th.
Holy shit.
That'll be 3 years.
No kidding.
Holy
fucking crazy.
shit.
Revelations.
Man.
And for like a year and a half, we've been doing solid every single Tuesday night. Have not
Yep.
missed a night. CruisingWithSteak.com/donate.
That's right. Hell yeah.
You know, we're hardworking boys here, and
Fucking
women
A, man.
occasionally. Hardworking folk. We got some
man.
POCs.
All to the earth.
Dude,
Just a
it's
bunch of orphans.
Tons of orphans.
Oh, God.
Just weird, man.
Man,
It's
I
weird
wanted to
how-
go. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
But it's strange the community that like you. It starts off like you kind of get into aliens, then like you fall into the occult,
Yeah.
you fall into like deep conspiracies. Sometimes you slip and fall into like racist white supremacist conspiracies. Where you gotta climb back out. But
Get
it's like
into
there's,
Q.
Nine, you didn't.
yeah, there's so much. Once you go down one rabbit hole, it's literally infinite. Then you just keep diving down and keep diving down. And
Very
it's-
much.
Dude, it takes a strong mind to be in this world. And I think that's honestly, I think you could almost see the psyche of Cruising with Steak, or the way that
Oh.
that we've reacted, how some shit just like gets crazy, and where we're all in believing something, or like at another time it's just like, fuck this, I can't even handle this, I don't want to talk about this bullshit, or
Yeah.
it's just it's been a roller coaster, man. It's
Well-
basically been a group of friends that have been in a world of complete nonsense and talked about it every week. Whatever the most batshit stuff that comes out, we're gonna talk about it, and that's what Cruising with Steak is. It's a strange thing, and it's a very
Taking the-
acquired taste. And
Taking the steak pills, dude.
dude, taking those steak pills, it's such an acquired
Shit, yeah.
taste. Like, dude,
I gotta say-
I cannot recommend this podcast to anybody with any. I can't do it.
No way.
Dude,
Yeah.
Why
just
not?
I can't do it. Yeah.
I gotta say, it's gotta be one of the better things to have happened to me in the past couple of years. Is
That's what
Oh,
exactly.
dude,
Awesome,
hell
dude.
yeah,
And
I'm
man.
that's,
serious, like I've been
That-
able to talk to you folks about what
yeah,
the
man.
fuck ever. And,
Hell
you
yeah,
know,
dude.
I don't get that in my normal day to day, so
Yeah.
it's a
dude.
nice,
Mhm.
it's a nice little what you call community, I guess,
Mhm.
because I can't think of
It
another
is. That's
word.
what it is, man. It's a community. It's a
Yeah.
community that expresses their thoughts on air once a week. Like,
And then the
it's a
chats
beautiful
is
thing.
where it's at. If you
Dude,
ain't in the
yeah,
chats, like
You
you
have to be there.
24/7
Yeah.
community is
Yeah.
what that is.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's,
I
an,
mean,
it's an
that's-
interesting experiment that we have going on here. Yeah.
Steak,
Exactly,
steak,
Lady
steak,
Boshi.
steak, 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 steak,
You don't know
steak,
you like
steak,
it.
steaks.
We're a lot like
It's coming up
heroin.
bases.
A lot like heroin. You don't know you like it till you try it.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Jesus, no
then
way.
you just can't get enough.
You won't get me.
You
You
keep
won't
coming
get
Well,
back.
and in an odd synchro with my own personal life, I didn't know that I liked actual steaks until I had one that mother didn't cook. Because he would get stirred steaks and throw them bitches in the oven on broil.
Yeah.
I am not kidding. His
Oh,
solution
man.
was A1 and butter.
A1 and butter.
Like, oh yeah,
Mm.
it's all right, but
Just
And then I had
chewy
a,
disaster.
oh god, it was boot leather.
Yeah, exactly.
Then I had a London broil with just pepper
fi-
cracked over it. And it
the
was so good.
finest
He said
of
he's a
steaks.
pussy.
Yes.
It was so good, and I was like, that. I don't know if that influenced me to get into doing barbecuing here in my later life.
They could, but I respect that. Like a shoulder steak got you into that, Zach.
Probably.
Just a
Yes,
London
yes.
broil, nothing real fancy. Just
Still
a
a medium
fucking,
cut. yeah.
just a nice fucking, just nice London broil got you into steaks. Respect. Wasn't like a fucking ribeye or something. Man.
He ever makes it to tenderloin, he changed his life.
Oh, dude, tenderloin just common.
Oh,
just
oh, yeah.
instant.
I've had many a steaks at this
Instant
point, but-
ejac. Hell yeah. God. I think show title should be I bust for tenderloin.
I know it.
yes. Yes, that's definitely.
tenderloin or a bust.
Yeah. Oh shit. This has been a great show, guys. I don't remember who Jerry said he had on next Monday.
Some guy who was like an Illuminati whistleblower.
Yeah, new Illuminati
Illuminati
whistleblower.
blower. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
right.
Yeah,
That's
he does
right.
runes. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Mellow, what game?
It doesn't blow.
Yeah,
You
like
can
Mellow-
forget about television for that night.
Let's do a little Mellowhorus OT. Come on, give me what's going on in your world, baby?
No
Talk
doubt,
to
dude.
me.
Yeah, bring it, man. What's up?
A little overtime. Oh man.
How's Last of Us going, dude? Did you get to the SGC part?
Have you?
No,
you haven't?
I actually no, I haven't gotten to that part yet. I literally
have
got
the game?
off. Like, yeah, I do.
Okay, all right. Damn.
I was streaming it on Twitch for a little bit on Saturday night just for fun, and Flavortown actually came through.
Oh shit!
He dropped that Prime sub, bro.
Gave you that Twitch
He dropped me that
Prime,
Prime
baby.
sub, bro. It's
I'm
number
lording
2.
it over
Jiggle
you.
the handle.
I'm a founding member, dude.
Yeah.
Damn.
So yeah, I've just been continuously putting clips of Apex Legends onto my Instagram and doing that at least like 3 or 4 times a week, and then playing the game. And I'm actually, some big news, I'm actually getting ready to move here soon. I was gonna actually hit up Mr. Flavortown because I'm probably gonna be driving through his state.
Say what?
So I was gonna,
Yeah,
I was
dude.
gonna see. I was gonna see if
Absolutely.
you would want to link up for lunch or something.
Of course, dude.
Go get some
Texas.
lunch. Yeah.
Good shit.
Yes. I'm
Where you
actually
headed,
gonna be
dude?
going to Texas.
Arkansas.
I'm gonna go stay with my sister for a little bit and kind of just get like a reset and see if there's anything out there for me. Kind of just gonna quit my job and move there for a little bit, and then figure out what I'm gonna do next, and take like a few weeks
Jitties.
to just like
Hell yeah.
settle down. And really, I just want to get myself in like a better routine, like starting to work out again and all that kind of stuff. And I feel like if I change my environment,
Mhm.
it could help. I don't know. I've like had that thought of moving there for 3 or 4 years now.
Got that
And-
gypsy itch. I know what
Oh,
you
yeah,
mean.
it's time, dude. It's time.
I know what you mean.
I moved out of Texas for that exact reason, but it's all good.
I'm
Gotta
going
start
back
somewhere.
I'm going back.
Yeah, I'm going back. So I'm gonna check it out, you know. And I can,
Well, like you
always
said,
just, like,
dude,
come
it's a
back here.
reset, man. You don't have to stay, right? Like you're gonna just
No.
you're gonna chill, figure it out, and then move on to the next thing. Yeah, dude.
Nice.
Whatever.
Yeah, I've
Even
just
if
been
it
going
is
through
there.
the same thing. Yeah, I just feel like I've been going through the same thing for the past 3 or 4 years now, and
Yeah.
I've had this freaking urge to just get away for a while, like, you know, and really figure out what I want to do. And I've moved like multiple times throughout my life, and I've kind of just been settling the past 5 years. So I kind of want to get out of it and figure out what I want to do. I might go back to school. I mean, my mom said that she would help me out with that. So that's like
huge.
an option.
Yeah.
Dude, what you have right now is you're the alchemist. You have endless opportunity in front of you, and you can craft your reality to whatever the fuck you want.
You're the grand wizard.
Yeah,
of
dude,
your
you're the grand
reality.
wizard, man. You can do it. Okay, I got a weird thing right here. I'm looking around in this room right now. Okay, you know, the world's in whatever chaos, all this shit's going on. But everybody here, we're all in pretty good shape, yeah? Like we have good shit going on this year. Like really good, like things are happening.
Things are good. I hope.
Well, wait, Zach. I'm sorry,
Wait,
Zach.
he's like, oh. Wait.
Zach, I have high hopes for you. I think things are
Yeah,
gonna
so-
Oh no, it's turning around. You know, back to the barbecue and all.
There we
that.
go.
I was just gonna say, I think you just said you
dude,
just
things are
started
spinning
back
around.
up, right?
Things are spinning
Finally.
back.
Yeah.
Things are spinning
James
back.
Cruz, did you show that beach body off this past week?
Dude,
Beach
you know
body.
what?
You talking about his
Dude,
beer belly?
no,
Beach body.
no, check this out. Oh my god, this is. Oh wait, as this.
He's
my
shaving his pubes. Right
Yeah, you
now.
hear that? Hold on one second. Yeah. That's my dryer. Yeah. We were listening to it all last night too. We were playing D&D.
Yeah.
God, I want to throw dice again.
Anyway, what the fuck was that? So yeah, dude, I've been losing weight this entire time. It's been so crazy. So And just today, I jumped on the scale. Since the last time I weighed it, I think I weighed in. It was, I don't even remember what I said. It was like 198 or something. I had already lost like 21 pounds, dude. 189.4 pounds. I almost fell off the fucking scale. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, it's so weird. I still feel like I've weighed 200 pounds. It's weird. It's just, I think it's stress. I think it's a bunch of things. Yeah, it's a
You
bunch
had some old gypsy rub you across the face, had you?
right? Dude, came by, right? And was just like,
Slapped me with some garlic. It was over.
dude, it was
I
over.
need a time code and soundbite that. It's some old gypsy.
Dude, she came across.
Gypsy rubbed you across the face. Hell yeah.
No doubt. And man, this time is just, it's so wacky right now. Like, yeah.
That's a show title right there. When a gypsy rubs your face. That's it. We're ending it. Let's just end this thing right there. When a gypsy rubs your face. That's the show title.
That's exactly what it's like.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
Yes, let's
Love you
wrap
guys.
this up. You guys are great.
Love
you
y'all,
all.
man.
Yes, tons of love. You're the best.
Thanks for listening.
ShonenDump.com, cruising, patreon.com/cruisingwithsteak, cruisingwithsteak.com/donate. Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you
so
Good
much.
night.
Yeah.
Goodbye. So long.
These lyrics were never, ever, ever, ever meant for this song. Can you observe my existence in the way that I make debris swirl in the streets? What is it that inspires us to go left instead of right at that fork in the road? Your gold, your possessions exponentially decrease in value. Will you resume the fetal position? Resume the fetal position. Sucking on your thumb. You become jaded with the power of your time and mind. The power of your time and mind. Have you become jaded with the power of your time and mind? Power of your time and mind. Gonna catch a Greyhound bus down to Tennessee to go see the king. Get these questions answered while my heart is still thumping.